Hey everybody, this is Bill Guthrie. Thank you for tuning in. We're so excited that you're here. I was having some technical difficulty on my side, so I apologize that we're starting a couple of minutes late. We've got a great evening of training for you. I have a good friend of mine on with us tonight. I'm really excited. I'm talking about Sam England, and when I got into internet marketing, Sam was one of the first guys that I met. He is a true Southern gentleman. He's a smart as hell marketer. He's a fun guy to hang out with. I'm going to see him next weekend at the JV Zoo event, so I'm really excited about that. And the thing that I've always known about Sam, but that he doesn't ever really talk about that much, is his successful physical products business. You can call it e-commerce, Amazon, whatever you want. I know that Sam is going to really blow us away tonight with the training, and I believe that he has a special guest on as well, and I'm going to let Sam introduce him. So again, thank you both guys for being here. I'm pumped. I hope everyone's really excited to be here, and Sam, take it away.
All right, hello everyone. I want to say hello and thank you, and I want everybody to welcome my partner, Dave Huckabee.
Hey guys.
Me and Dave has done some work, quite a few things together in the past. I think the first project we worked on was about 2 years ago or so, wasn't it, Dave, or longer than that?
2011, man.
So we've been Dave's known each other for a while now, and we talk a lot of e-commerce because Dave's a big e-commerce guy too. So I got the questions out here, and I want to make sure everybody can hear us fine. And if you guys want to, tell us where you're from. I know a lot of people from different parts of the country or different parts of the world, and just tell us where you're from. You guys can hear us. I see Ryan says no audio. Atlanta, so Kelly can hear us. There we go. Barry says Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Jill's from Toronto. There's another Canadian, Windsor, Canada. See, audio's fine. At Myrtle Beach. Hey, Mark from Myrtle Beach. You're not far from me, a couple hours away. Scottsdale. Cool. We've got a couple people from Arizona. Las Vegas with a bunch of people in here, guys. Cool, thanks. So you guys can hear us fine. So. Yeah, I've known Bill. I mean, we know each other, Bill, in that 4 or 5 years now. So
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years.
yeah, I think we met at the Warrior event that I started. I think it was 2011 or 10 or 11 when I did the first Warrior event. And you came
that was it.
And I think you came to every one that we did. I'm pretty sure.
I think I have, man. I think I have.
So yeah, I've known Bill for a long time, and like Bill says, we don't talk a whole lot about my e-commerce business because I've been doing a lot of different other things too, a lot of software, because I've built my business up to where my e-commerce business where I don't spend much time into, so I have a few other businesses as well. We're going to talk about tonight, guys, is e-commerce, and the e-commerce we're going to be talking about is physical products. We hear a lot of people selling on Amazon, eBay, their own websites, and all different kinds of avenues, right? And what we're going to talk about tonight is the 5 keys to building a successful e-commerce business. So, you guys ready to get started? You guys ready to hear about this, right?
I'm absolutely ready. I'm really excited.
Here's some yeses. All right, cool. So thank everybody for coming tonight. We guarantee that you guys are going to learn some new things for e-commerce you've never seen before. So get out a pen and paper, guys, and take notes. So I'm sure you guys probably did. I hope you got a pen and paper out. You want to take notes or a notepad, WordPad, or whatever. I've been doing e-commerce since 2003, full-time since 2003. I've up to maybe 36 websites. Now, Dave, on the other hand, he's been around quite a while now. Dave has started his e-commerce business, what, Dave, in
1997.
97.
We put up our first site.
And me and Dave both are the first site that I ever built. I still run the first site, and the first site that Dave ever built, he still runs that same site.
Still up?
So they're evergreen. All right, guys. So the 5 keys to building a successful e-commerce business. And we're going to show you guys some cool other little things too, and some other ways to find niches and so forth, right? Because a lot of people say they can't find niches. They have a hard time finding manufacturing and stuff. But how would you guys like to make $200 to $300 or even $1,000 a day? I mean, it's really not that hard to make the $200 to $300, $1,000 a day. I have them all the time. Dave has some really big number days. But how would you like to make that kind of money? Let's just do the numbers, guys. It's pretty simple. If you made $100 a day times 365 days a year, that would add up to $36,500 a year. Now, that would be a pretty nice chunk of income, extra income for you, right? There's a lot of people probably live off of that. But let's take, for example, if you did $200 a day, guys, and that's really simple to do. I do that usually before I get up in the mornings. You know, this e-commerce business runs 24/7. We'll talk about that more in a minute. That's $73,000 a year, guys. $300 a day times 365 is $109,000 a year. If you did $1,000 a day, that comes up to $365,000 a year. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. If you do the numbers and you figure the numbers out, guys, and look, if you do just simple $100 a day, that adds to $36,500 a year. That's a pretty good, significant chunk of income extra if you're already working another job, because you can do this part-time. Or a lot of people would probably live off of that, right? I personally couldn't, but the $200 a day is about probably where most people is at right now, I'd say, right?
Yeah, I think median income in the U.S. is about $52,000. And guys, these aren't science fiction numbers. $200 a day is easy. I actually just looked in QuickBooks, and my gross margin, my sales today was $2,672, and my gross margin on that, my cut is $737.10, and I worked about 4 hours today.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, it's easy to do. So better yet, guys, how would you like to do this part-time in the comfort of your own home, on your own schedule while sitting in your underwear?
Why do you always put the underwear thing in?
I don't know,
man?
because you tell me all the time you sit in your underwear.
My pajamas.
Okay, your pajamas. There you go. Same thing, right?
My
Sam, I
pajamas.
don't want to envision you in your underwear, okay?
Maybe you do. I'm a pretty good-looking dude. But normally I'm wearing either my Simpsons or my AC/DC pajamas. So I am just a fashion maven while
I'm the same way. I wear a red WordPress shirt that I wouldn't wear in public because it's so bright, and I'll usually wear a pair of shorts
whatever's
or something,
comfortable.
whatever's comfortable, right? But I don't get out of the house. Like me and Dave was talking the other day, he said most of my neighbors think I'm kind of strange because I come out during the day and I'm dressed like Obama and stuff, and they really don't. Most of my neighbors are the same way. They kind of know what I do, but they don't know what I do. But they know I'm always home, right?
Right.
So,
Well, they know what you say you do, but they have their own ideas, I'm sure.
yeah, right. But, working part-time, guys, a lot of people, you guys want just extra income. I hear that a lot. People just want extra income money to pay their mortgage or vacation money, stuff like that. But you really want to build it up, right? What if I told you guys you can start on your very own e-commerce business with little to no money out of your pockets? Would that excite you? Damn, Skippy, it would. So you guys excited to learn how to create a six-figure income e-commerce business today, and this is Dave's favorite one every time.
It's the only picture of Sam in this whole presentation.
Yep. So I see a whole bunch of yeses and yeses, yes. Okay, cool. We're going to get started, guys. So what you'll learn in today's presentation is the 5 keys to a successful e-commerce business. We'll cover the 5 keys in a few minutes. The most effective formula for managing your e-commerce business. We're going to show you proven strategies to build your own e-commerce business quickly, and find hot niches and profitable products like an e-commerce professional. So other e-commerce businesses, and you're going to see some other e-commerce businesses started by people just like you, and you'd be amazed when you see these couple websites we want to show you guys and what they're doing and how they're ranking, right? So wise the reasons to choose e-commerce. For one, e-commerce is predictable and sustainable, right? It never, it's been there. I've particularly sustainable. What I mean by that, guys, I've been doing this since 2003, and all my websites, I've never been slapped by Google. Never have. And all my sites are still up. So Google loves e-commerce websites. If you keep them, in order and stuff, you're not spamming and stuff like that and building crazy backlinks. Google loves e-commerce sites. So, like I said, I started my first one in 2003, and it's still running strong. And Dave, his first one, that your son built. Just tell him about that real quick.
Yeah, when my first son was 12, I got my first computer, and believe it or not, it was a Zenith notebook computer with I think it had 2 kilobytes of RAM or something. It was just a terrible machine, but I was doing something out in the office. I came in the main part of the house in the living room, and Sean was sitting there, and the screen was green, and there was nothing but a wall of text on it. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm playing a role-playing game." He was playing a text-based role-playing game with some graduate students at UVA, because that's who my kid is. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And then a couple of weeks later, he showed me a website. He said, "Look at this." And I said, "Well, isn't that neat?" And he says, "Yeah, I bet you can sell your products on this." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah. You want me to build one?" And I said, "Yeah." And as it turned out, Virginia Power actually gave us the server space. And my 12-year-old taught himself how to code, and he put up a website in like 2 weeks. And
wow.
Yeah, now he works for Media Temple out on the West Coast.
Wow.
But we really never looked back after that.
Right.
And a couple of years after that, I bought the company I worked for. I just dumped all the face-to-face sales out of it, and we just went full internet. And we've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, it's a great business to be in. I love it myself. You know, I've had my ups and downs in the past, but over time I learned to really love the business because it's a great business. It's easy to run, and I just love it. So once your site's set up, guys, it sells for you 24/7. Like I said before, usually when I wake up in the morning, I already passed my $200 to $400 range before I even wake up. Because, you know, the site's, it's not like having a brick and mortar store and you have to be there and you have to have employees and so forth. It's setting up on the internet 24/7. And you'd be surprised how many people gets up early in the morning and shops online. You work from anywhere you guys want to in the world as long as you have an internet connection and at least a laptop, right? You can be mobile. So if you can do it the way we're going to tell you guys how to do it. There's no products to choose to have or anything like that to inventory. So you choose your own hours, guys. So if you want to work full-time, you can do full-time. If you want to work part-time, you can work part-time. It just depends on how far you want to build this and scale it up, right? No boss. That's a big one, guys. No boss. A lot of people. I'll tell you a story. I worked for this employer one time, and his name was Bob. Good, he was a really good guy, but he was still Bob. And I always tell people, if you have a Bob in your life, you need to move on. That was one person. Everybody has that one person, right? That one name you always remember. And you can build a business, guys, that will stand the test of time. Like me and Dave was talking about, his has been since 96, 97, and mine since 2003, my first e-commerce store. I have a whole bunch of them. But
remember, guys, as long as you're still working, as long as you're still getting every penny you make from another company, from something you don't control, that means that somebody that may not even like you very much can turn off your income with like a flick of a switch.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'd be scared to go back and get into the workforce right now. I'm just so used to being in control of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't get fired. I can starve, but I can't get fired.
Get fired, right?
Yeah, and I haven't come close to starving yet, so.
Yep. And you can start making money pretty well right away. I mean, just you can really get quickly jump on this and scale it up really quickly. So to be successful with e-commerce, guys, you need an effective niche research to find hot selling products, right? You need reliable manufacturers and suppliers. So you need the suppliers to be able to supply the products to ship to your customers, correct? You need a third-party marketing like Amazon, eBay, etc. There's all different kinds of platforms. Amazon and eBay is two of the biggest ones. You need a website. We're going to talk a lot about websites. Me and Dave is really big about having our own websites and a website that accept payments. And we'll talk about that. The different options of payments you have. You have PayPal and you have credit cards. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. You need traffic generation strategies that work over time. And lastly, software to help you along the way, guys. You have to have some software to help you research. Either it could be QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks quite a bit for call-in orders and so forth. So that's one type of software. You might have another type of software. Like I have a software that helps me find, it manages my people that I have do web design and stuff for me and so forth, right? So maybe even niche software that helps you find products and so forth, niches. So it's a little pieces of software here and there to help you on the way. So are you ready, guys, to learn the 5 keys to running a successful e-commerce business? Heck yes. So let's get started real quick. This is Dave's favorite right here. Key number 1, finding hot niche products. This is Dave's favorite. You bought this yet, Dave? I know you said before.
Yes, I have. I bought one last week.
Did you really?
No, I'm making it up, but I'm gonna. You know when I'm actually going to go ahead and buy that? When she starts telling me that I need to pressure wash the house. Why should I buy it now? She hasn't said anything yet.
Cool thing about this, guys, but look at the reviews here. 1,175 customer reviews. And if you know anything about eBay or Amazon, if you sell stuff on eBay, people usually don't leave reviews. It's really hard to get people to leave reviews. I would say maybe 40%, 30 to 40% of the people actually buy might leave a review for you. On Amazon,
I don't think it's that many.
Yeah,
I bet that 1,175 reviews is indicative of over 10,000 sales.
I would say too, yeah. Yep. So you know that's a hot selling product, right? It's a higher end product. We're going to talk about that more too. It's $162. I like that. Always better to sell higher end products, a little bit more expensive products, right? And it's got a good description and so forth. Just want to show you the type of product you want to sell. You want to sell products. It's similar to this. that's got a lot of reviews and it's a higher price. It's $100 or more, right? All right. Finding hot niche products, guys. You got to find the market first, and then you find the product. If you do it the other way around, you're going to make a really critical mistake because there's millions of niches out there, and it isn't difficult to find one if you just know how, right? There's millions and millions, if not billions, of niches. There's so many different opportunities for you. You need to find you can't find or create a specific product to make what the market wants and will pay for, but you need to do it at a price that brings enough profit that makes it worth selling online. I'll give you guys an example. I had one website before that had 36,000, almost 37,000 products. And I sold a lot of products, but a lot of them, the thing is, they was like $20 products. They was like hats, T-shirts, garden flags, this kind of stuff, right? I was selling so much stuff that I didn't have time to rest. And I did this for about 3 years, 2.5 years, and it was just night and day, just processing orders. It was just, we was making a lot of money. And then when I figured out, and I had a lot of customer, support because I had so much orders going through, right? And what I figured out that I was beating myself to death over these products. That a lot of the stuff I was selling, you could go to Walmart and buy or so forth. And they was a $19.99, $24.99, $29.99 kind of stuff. My profit margin wasn't that much. What I decided to do is I decided to strip down roughly about 20,000 products off that website. And this is a mistake I did a long time ago, guys. Is I built a website that was hard to manage. So I stripped it down to 17,000 products, and I kept the product prices between $75 and $100. I got rid of everything else in between. And I started making more money, and it was less orders, but I was making more money and a lot less headache. Let me tell you about having a website with 10, 20, 30,000 products. Don't do it, guys, because you work yourself to death. I thought, and I was in the college. I'm still in the collegiate stuff and NFL niche products. A lot of the guys I was dealing with, or competitors, are out of business now because it's really competitive niche. But back then it wasn't. And I said I was going to be the biggest website online, and I was. But it worked me to death. So you don't need to build big websites. You want to build small websites with, a couple dozen products, maybe 100 products, and don't make it too big. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. You want to know your target audience, and that way you'll know what products to sell. So if you know what your target audience, you guys know exactly what products they'll buy, right? Make sure your target market has repeat customers. The best customer is the one that always knows and trusts you. Let's give you an example, guys. Maybe it's a seasonal niche product like Christmas ornaments, Halloween costumes, etc., right? I have some cycling jersey sites, and I have some Christmas sites. And the cool thing about it is people buy Christmas ornaments for me every year. And then when people want to buy like cycling jerseys, I have a cycling jersey site and sell different bibs and shorts and jerseys and this kind of stuff. And they'll refer their friends. They'll come back every year and buy, another jersey, this and that. So if you get in a different niche that's seasonal that people keep coming back, it's great. There's tons and tons of seasonal niches. You think of Halloween, Christmas, Father's Day, Mother's Day. I mean, you name it, right? Easter. Competition is good. So if you guys, it shows that there's a market. If there's no competition, there's no market, right? So, but you need to know your competitors and research them beforehand. Very, very, very important. Or avoid products that everyone in the world is trying to sell. Don't try to sell commodities. What's commodity, Dave?
Commodity is pretty much any damn thing you can get at Walmart. Really, the definition of commodity is something that's fungible. It's the same no matter where you get it. Toilet paper, corn pops, whatever. It's something they don't have to buy it from you because they can get it anywhere.
Right. You want to concentrate on more expensive products, guys. You can't compete with Walmart, so don't sell what they do. Let me give you an example of Walmart. I've dealt with hundreds of manufacturers. Right now I'm still dealing with maybe a little over 100 manufacturers. And every once in a while I'll see when the manufacturers get really big. When they get big is when they get into Walmart. That's when their business will grow. But if I see a manufacturer I've been dealing with and I see their stuff at Walmart all of a sudden, I quit selling the product. There's no use to try to compete. You want to concentrate on more expensive and lightweight products. Guys, don't limit your profits.
And, can I say something about more expensive?
Sure.
Do not decide for your customers what expensive is because, man, there are people out there that will spend so much money on their hobbies and just on stuff that they like. I have one of my sites open in a browser right now. I have 13 products on this site. 13 products. I've got 2,843 people like this on Facebook and come back and keep buying these 13 products over and over and over and over. And they're expensive. And there's not a product on this website that you have to have. Not one. You can do without it. It's a hobby thing.
I'll give you guys an example. I've got a website that sells train horns, and you guys probably seen, if you go to YouTube, you can go to type in train horn scare people. So people get a kick out of this stuff. But I got one particular horn at $1,650, and I got another one that's $2,200 and some change. And about every month I'll sell one of each of these horns. And my profit margin on the $2,200 is roughly about $600, and on the one that's $1,700, I think it's $350, $400 profit for each sale. I don't sell a lot of them, but because there's other people I'm competing with. But what I'm saying is that the profit margin is really big. So if you can keep concentrate, I like to concentrate in $75 to $100 on up. Most of my products are around $99.99. Dave, his markets are different. He does more B2B, more business to business.
Yeah, my average ticket is $834.
Yep. So
but that's industrial equipment.
But you guys, you need to concentrate and lightweight. Always concentrate on lightweight stuff, because the problem is with like garden statues. I was going to get into that a few years ago. I went to a trade show, and what I really quickly realized is when the first guy said, "Do you have a docking place where we can dock, and forklift?" I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, these are made of concrete, sir." I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding me!" Really knucklehead, right? And what I figured out is some companies make fiberglass garden statues. So I did get into that niche. But my initial thing is I just wanted to sell these cool garden statues. Bill and Dave, the ones you see in these people's yards, really cool, big, different, lions or whatever, big statue, right? I ended up picking up a couple companies that sold, fiberglass garden statue, but a cool thing too, while I was at the show, I ended up picking up a company that sold weather vanes, copper weather vanes too. They're more expensive, so I did pick up a couple of niches going to that trade show. But I like to keep my stuff lighter, guys, if I get anything I can get lighter, because shipping will be a lot easier on you and your customers, right? And one thing you guys do on finding hot niches, because this is one of the couple things that me and Dave see a lot doing webinars with people and doing our training sessions with our clients, is finding hot niches and finding manufacturers. They have the hardest part. So don't give up, guys. Take advantage of the resources you have on the internet. Back in 2003 and 2000, I started really doing a lot of research and building stuff up and doing some eBay stuff before I built my first store. I didn't have the resources you guys have. Dave didn't either. We didn't have people selling info products, how to do this stuff. I think it was Worldwide Brands back then. I don't think they had got started at that time yet. But we didn't have all that stuff. I learned how to do everything on my own. I really didn't meet anybody online until about 2007. I honestly didn't meet anybody. I did this on my own. I just learned how to do it. So you guys have a lot more resources and advantage than me and Dave had when we got started. Google's so big now. There's so much stuff on YouTube. There's so many different resources and blogs and stuff like that, and info products, right? Software and stuff like that. So
the internet was nicer before, Sam.
Yeah, right. Well, it was harder for the learning part of it too. You know what I mean?
Boy, for us. Well, everything was trial and error. Every single thing was trial and error.
Yep.
There was no place to go.
Okay, Dave's going to talk about this one here.
Yeah, this is a great example of what I was talking about before. This item right here is a toy. And this is a toy that people who like to shoot guns will use. Okay, and it's part of that whole subset of hunting and target shooting and everything else. It's not a gun, but it's something that you use with them. And you can see here, first of all, look at that order number. That's my 5,933rd order off of this website. This came in last May when we took this snapshot. Look at the price, $629. I make 30% on this. So do the math. I sell 3 or 4 of these things a week. How did I find this to start with? I was looking around for new products and started talking to a friend of mine, and this is a great thing to do. Talk to people about their hobbies. And every hobby has got some oddball gizmo that goes with it. I'm into vintage stereo, and there's more stuff that you can spend tons of money on in that area than you would believe. But every hobby's like that. I started talking to my buddy. He started telling me about this, and he had one of these things. And showed it to me. I talked to him about the way it worked, and it was related already to something else that I was doing, so it wasn't that hard. I went to some forums, looked where the people hung out that did what he did for fun, and talked to a few of the people there, read a bunch of the posts, and got a feel for the kinds of products that these people were buying. And after that, it was just a matter of getting on Google and finding a manufacturer. Found him, picked up the phone. We did a handshake deal. And, I sent him the first order. He started drop shipping the things. And for a while, I actually stocked these because they're not that big. The box is only about 30 inches on the side, if that, probably more like 22, 23 inches on the side. It only weighs about 15 pounds. But, you know, at this point, I haven't seen one of these in over a year. People come to the site, just like our fellow did in that order that you saw. They pump in their credit card number. I send an email to the factory. They drop ship it. They send me the tracking number, and that's all there is to it, man.
It's amazing stuff.
Long.
It's amazing stuff. I'll show you guys a domain. I bought just one. It's a particular domain last year at 1029 in 2013. And what I did is I didn't put the site together until about February this year. I just held on to the website. But the cool thing about it, guys, is what I started doing is I started putting products up there slowly but surely. And I'll show you guys what this does over time. I'm up. I wish you could get a snapshot of July's. I got it somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But guys, this is June, $4,049.49. This is off one website, and this is another Big Boys Toys. The last month, I can't remember when I did the snapshot. The last month was almost $7,000, and it keeps growing about $1,500 to $2,000 a month off one website. And I've got 37 websites. Now, I ain't saying all of my websites do this, right? I have about a dozen of it does pretty good. I get 2 to 3 to 4 orders a day off a lot of these websites. This one here averages 2 to 3 a day. It's getting to where it's getting 3 or 4. Last month, it was getting a lot of orders every day over and over and over again. And you can see, like, here's 5 orders. There's 5 products sold. 2 products sold for $159. I mean, it's $79 a piece. Most of the products in this one's $79. There's another day here I did 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But it's $4,049.49 for a brand new website that I haven't really done anything. I just put the site together and just started throwing some products up there. Did some basic small SEO, no backlinks or anything like that. I'm really big time into not have to do all that kind of stuff. I like to buy good keyword-rich domain names, guys. I'll give you another example. This is an Amazon account, one of my Amazon accounts. Give you guys an example of what kind of stuff you need to sell, right? Give you guys some good ideas and what's churn on this, right? College stuff, right? Think about it. So if you went to college, your dad went to college, your mom went to college, they're always going to be a diehard collegiate fan for that college. If they move to another state, they're still being an alumni. They're never till they die. They die. Now, if you was a Cincinnati Bengals fan, you live in Cincinnati, and you was rooting for an NFL team, you're a Bengals fan, and then you move to New York, there's the Giants, right? Well, you don't have really no attachment to Cincinnati Bengals. You didn't go to no college or anything. Like, you can start rooting for another NFL team. But why I like college? Because once you're an alumni, you're always alumni. There's always going to be that camaraderie in the family. A lot of times, one of the other people in the family went to another college, so you know what I mean. And you're always getting gifts and stuff like that. So it's a really good niche. Give you another example would be like bike jerseys. Think about it, guys. Every spring and summer, I go crazy on bike, sell a lot of bike jerseys because these people buy jerseys, they'll buy bike handles, they'll buy grips, they'll buy carbon frames, they'll buy their hats, their gloves, their bottles, you name it, they'll buy anything, and they're rabid fans. Take golf, for example. I don't like to golf myself, but I do know a lot of people like to golf. And they'll spend amazing amounts of money on bags and clubs and putters and whatever. I'm a scuba diver, for example. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars, guys, on equipment and stuff because that's something. It's another niche that I like. So you need to narrow down and find out what kind of niche you really want to get into, right? So let's give you guys an example here. I'm just going to pull up a website here just for a second, guys. Give me a second and I'll pull it up here for you. I wanted to pull up Google here. Find hot selling products is really not that hard, guys. You can go up, you can just go to Google and type in hot selling items 2014 or hot selling items, hot selling products, and start doing some searches, right? And you can get some really good ideas. For example, you can go to Amazon top sellers and start looking in their top selling categories and stuff and find out what kind of stuff is selling pretty good, right? And it can take some time to do this, right? You really can. You can start going through the categories and digging down. One of my favorite things I like to do, guys, is, for example, I like to go to trade shows. And I like to go to the markets. But back in the day, you couldn't do this. You see how it's already starting to come up, guys? I started typing Dallas Merchandise Marts. Now, they're all over the country, all over the world. There's Vegas. You name it. There's Vegas and Chicago and Orlando and Houston, and I mean, you name it, they're everywhere. Most of them they call trade shows in the U.S. and overseas in Europe. Usually the searches I would do is merchandise marts. It depends. So you usually use the search term trademarks, or merchandise marks, right? Or markets. You want to look. The cool thing about this now, guys, when I started going to trade shows years ago, they didn't have directories online. You go to their website, but there was no directories so you could see the people that's actually exhibiting at these shows. There'd be thousands of exhibitors. So you had to go to the show to see these, right? Nowadays, almost all these trade shows have an open directory where you go in and check it out. Cool. I like it. It's just a really cool way of doing it. So we can go in here and look for, let's see, we can look for countries. We can go in here and look by states. But if you look here, and you always have to be nosy, guys. I always like to say be nosy and look at people's websites. I always like to look at the bottom when I go look at places sometimes really quickly, because a lot of websites throw their stuff at the bottom, like to contact us and that kind of stuff, right? But I go here and put my mouse over here and look real quick what comes up. Product categories. Cool. So we can actually start looking into particular product categories for this particular market. This is a Dallas market in Dallas. It's a really big market. So look at here, guys. Apparel, rugs, floor coverings. These trade shows are amazing. You wouldn't believe the floors and the hundreds of manufacturers that sell rugs and floor coverings. Bed and bath. Look, collegiate. Let's just choose that one, for example. Okay, collegiate gift. Let's just do that real quick, right? View lines. So if I want to get in collegiate and NFL, because most of the companies that does sell college stuff sells NFL, NASCAR, hockey teams, and all that kind of stuff, right? Baseball, a lot of the manufacturers do. But look here, guys. Check this out. I'm going to go ahead and right-click this one, open Thomas & More Eagles Wings. It's what company I dealt with for a long time. Look, phone number, website, and this one doesn't. There's an email here, but a lot of them have the email wide open, right? Tell us some of the stuff to do. You can simply call them. There's a number, simple as that. What I would do at this point, probably I would go here and print the page. I go to print and print it off, and I would take notes if there's a potential person I wanted to talk to, right? Let's go to another one. Let's go to Craftware for shits and giggles. And same thing, phone number, address, email, website. Perfect. So you see how quick that was? If you really get in there and look, guys, it's not that hard. I just wanted to really show you quickly how easy this is online if you really just keep your mind open and start searching, do some searching. Google's your friend, for sure. Google, a lot of people say, I hate Google. They take your site up and down and get off first page. But Google really is for searching. Just face it, Google was made for, the internet was made to be a search for information, right? I thought it was really basically made for, just for information. Okay, go over here and open it back up for you guys. So finding reliable manufacturers. It's finding products is the first step you guys need to do, and then you find the manufacturers. I showed you just now how to find the manufacturers, right? You need to investigate your competition. You can find the manufacturers that way, guys. I have actually called manufacturers, other of my competition, and asked them where the product, who made the product, and I've had people tell me who made the product, right? A lot of times it's already the product name and the manufacturer in the description. A lot of times that's what people do. You want to research trade shows and merchandise marks directories to easily find reliable manufacturers, right? That's one of the quickest way to do it, guys. There's a lot of other ways of doing it. You can do Google searches. Maybe you're looking for pet products, and you just do pet products drop ship, right? I like to do this here, show you here. Go back to Google. See, we're doing pet products, and let's put it drop ship. Let's do drop ship agreement. Look, you spell.
You don't have to spell. You're using Google.
That's right. So I could find a lot of different drop ship agreements because I'm narrowing it down to drop ship agreement, right? So I'm looking for pet products drop ship agreement. And Google will usually find stuff. But that's what you got to guys kind of concentrate on, is trying to narrow down. Don't just look for pet products, right? Manufacturers, something like that, because you're just going to find all kinds of manufacturers. You want people that already has a drop ship agreement on their website. So you can find, you can start working with them that way. You don't have to go run around and dilly-dally around, right?
Guys, let me jump in with a question here, because you're saying drop ship. For the people that are here that may not be familiar with exactly what that term means, can you kind of explain that? And I have a second little question in there as well that has to do with cash outlay. So, you just showed us a couple of great ways to find categories of products, to find the people that we might be dealing with. There's a couple of examples there you gave. There's probably some folks on the call, they're like, this sounds great, but I'm like, how much is this going to cost? Do I have to buy like $10,000 worth of products?
I
you guys
can
can dig into that.
To start with, what drop shipping is just an alternative way of doing e-commerce. The basic way, the way people used to mostly do it, and I used to mostly do it, is they would actually place an order with the manufacturer and then have a bunch of stuff sent to their location. Then the order comes in from the customer, they would send it to the order. Mm-hmm. Most people don't do it that way anymore, and I don't stock very much at all. I've got maybe, I think I did inventory last week, I got maybe $23,000 worth of stuff here, and that's really just little stuff. It's expensive, so it doesn't take that many of them to make $23,000. But I used to have anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 worth of stock at all the time. Now I drop ship, and all that means is that a customer comes to one of my websites, he buys something, so his money's already on its way. If he uses PayPal, I've got it right away. If he uses a credit card, I've got it within 48 hours. Mm-hmm. So I've got his money, I've got the order, I send the order to the manufacturer along with his address, and they send it straight to him. I never see the product. 30 days later, I've already had the customer's money for 30 days. 30 days later, I pay the manufacturer. So in terms of outlay, there ain't none, bro. Not if you drop ship.
So, and just to follow up on that, because one of the things that comes to my mind is, ooh, what if I make a mistake? What if I pick something that's wrong? I'm assuming then that, Dave, based upon what you're saying, the worst thing that can happen is that you have a website that no one wants to buy anything from, right?
That's exactly right.
So it's not like this is not Amway where suddenly you got to buy all the stuff and sit in your garage and
you're not going to get crap. And I'll tell you what, man, even if you set up a website and you don't sell anything, that is still not a waste of time because you're going to learn stuff about that niche.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even if you don't make a sale in the first 2 weeks or whatever, you're still going to get emails from potential customers. You're going to find out what the market wants. You're going to get phone calls if you got your phone number up there. Because you're operating that website, you're going to be poking around in the niche, looking at forums, seeing what your competition's doing. And it'll always be a learning experience. It's impossible to set up a website and it be a complete waste of time, not if you watch what you're doing.
And do most of these manufacturers, especially the ones that have those drop ship agreements in place, and I think that's an awesome search. I love search queries that give you great information, and that was a terrific one. Because again, I'm guessing some of the folks on the call, they might love this idea, but they're maybe hesitant to talk to someone or really to be rejected. So, if anyone's ever tried to do like CPA marketing, you go through the screening process, they vet you, they want to know all this crap about you, and then they can say no. And I think that's a real frustrating thing for folks. With these drop shippers, do you have to have the website ready? Like, what's the, and again, I don't know, folks. I don't know what they're about to teach us, so I'm just asking. These are things that pop into my mind.
This is all stuff that we're going to cover anyway. But let me.
I'm sorry.
First, no, that's okay, man. These are natural questions. That's why they're part of the presentation.
Yeah.
First off, in terms of being afraid to call people, Sam usually takes this part of the question, the question that comes up. But what Sam always says is, "What do you think they're going to do? Climb through the phone and punch you in the nose?"
Right.
The worst thing that can happen is they're going to say no. But look, man, if they are already doing drop shipping, or if it seems like a product where they might have drop ship distributors like you're trying to become, there is almost always a person working at the company whose job it is to find people like you.
Yep.
Right.
And to bring you on board. Because if they're doing drop shipping, you and me and Sam and everyone listening on this call, we're their sales force.
Mm-hmm.
They need us.
See,
they need us. We're their market. All of my manufacturers that I sell for, this is how they sell. They don't want to mess with it, man. They want to build widgets.
Right.
They don't want to hire a sales force. They have me and everyone else selling the widgets.
Just a couple hours ago, guys, I got an email from a company. with the company wanting to got some products and stuff they want me to put on my websites. It's that easy. I mean, people find my websites and then look here, just 821 to 501. Already want. I get these all the time. Once you put your websites up, guys, people will start knocking your doors down. They come to you.
Sam?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I actually read part of that email. What is the button head process?
It's a freaking chair. It's a chair. It's a kind of it's this weird. It's a chair. It looks like a football helmet. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's a big chair. Let me pull it back up. Let me pull my email back up.
In the head. I get it.
Let me pull it back up. Let me pull it up. This is no lie, guys. It's got the email logo, and it's not a.
Are you going to sell them?
I'm going to look. No, I'm not going to sell them because they don't have that many. If they had a bunch of different designs or something, that might be a different story, right? But they don't have a lot of different designs. I'll pull the website up here. Let's go ahead and do that real quick.
Oh, good gosh.
Yeah. Pull it up right through the website up. Button head. That's what it is. Football helmet. They put them in different colors for different schools, right?
Well, I'll be damned.
Yep.
Look at that.
So, guys, people buy some crazy stuff, guys. I sell.
It looks like the one on the left is for linemen. The one on the right would be for a tight end or a wide receiver. There you go.
But you see, there's all kinds of strange stuff people that want you to sell, right? Button head.
Wow.
Okay. But that's a manufacturer that contacted me today because they see my website and, they want me to sell their products. Once you start getting your one website, what I do, guys, I have a website to show my business when I start contacting manufacturers. This is a basic website. It's my marketing company website. It says our mission statement, basically what it is, right? That's all you need. You don't have to have a website showing products and stuff already. You just need a website with a mission statement. Say, we're so-and-so marketing company. We've been in business for 2 years or whatever. We've been doing marketing for a couple of years. You don't have to say, e-commerce or whatever, right?
Right.
Then you need a basic something to just show them, right, that you have your phone number there and stuff like that. So it's really important.
Okay, thank you.
While we're here real quick, I just want to show you guys another little really quick algorithm type of thing. Maybe you guys are looking for UK, right, and toys, and you're looking for dropship agreements. Just give you another little algorithm here. And you can change these things up the way you want them, right? And while we're at it here, comes up on the next slide, too. This is really cool. I'm going to talk about this company right here. You guys probably heard of them, and there's a couple other ones. It's just an ad. You see the ad right there? We'll just kind of briefly talk about them in a minute. There's another little algorithm you guys can use if you want to type that in real quick. But you can put .com and get rid of UK, so forth, dropshipping agreement, change in here for pet beds, whatever you want to do, right? And it works really good. So the next one is Dave's going to talk about this. Don't use middlemen. Never pay for a monthly fee. What's a middleman, Dave?
Middleman is that company or group of people or person that is getting in between you and your supplier. And they are only there to do one thing, and that's to take their cut. That is all they're doing, man.
And that's one of them right there. That's one of them right there.
Another one will be worldwide brands.
The other one will be worldwide brands, and there's a ton of them out there, guys. But what they do,
and the reason when we talk to people who are using them, the reason they always give is, well, I can't find manufacturers or I can't find products. Guys, we've been showing you since the start of this webinar right here how easy it is.
Quickly how to do it. And
it's a snap, man.
The sad part about it is they're just going to trade shows and using directories and going and contacting companies.
All those guys are doing is what Sam and I were just showing you. And then they're going to charge you money.
Think about it. What if you had a problem with the order, guys? Somebody had the wrong size, wrong color, something wrong. You have to go through different hoops and stuff, and a lot more process and a lot more work. You have to get a hold of the middleman. They have to in turn get a hold of the manufacturer, and it goes back and forth. And why would you want to do that? And pay them to do it. It's not a good idea.
Exactly. You're paying them to cause you trouble. I'll tell you another reason not to use a middleman of any type is you always want, if you can't get to the exact manufacturer, maybe they have a master distributor. I got one supplier that uses a master distributor, and I have to go through that master distributor. But you want to get as close to the factory as you can, and the reason is that there are extra advantages to having that relationship. You're going to find out about new upcoming products before anybody else.
Yep.
You're going to find out about products that are being discontinued, which sounds like it would be a nightmare, but more often than not what it is a buying opportunity.
Sure.
When I have a manufacturer, I just had one of my biggest manufacturer completely revamped their line of machines, and I scraped and gathered together all the extra money I could, and I bought all the remaining stocks. When it got near the end, I bought all the remaining stock. And you might think I had a problem getting rid of it because it was the old models. I was the only one that had them.
Mm-hmm.
So when people would call the factory, where's the XYZ widget vendor? It's not on your website. I can't find it anywhere. Oh, Dave's got all those. Here's his website.
Yep.
That stuff flew out of here, man.
I recently did that with the garden statue here a while back, guys. There was a couple of them actually, and every time these guys would get a container of them in, they'd be gone within a week. They'd get like 500 at a time, and they'd be gone. And the last time I told them, I said, I want 50 of these things. And, within like 3 or 4 days, they had sold them all out. But guess who was the only one that had them lay anything left online? Basically, it was me. They sell them to gift stores and so forth. Find manufacturers who do not sell to the general public. And what I mean by that, guys, is manufacturers that sell the products that you want to sell on their own website, right? So it's cool to have their products shown on their website without prices and then sell them. And now if they are selling them, I have a couple of manufacturers that do deal with like that, but they sell the products higher than what I'm selling for, right? So I can beat them out of that. But I don't like to sell products. Usually when I see manufacturers selling that product on their own website, then I don't want to deal with them, okay? Remember that finding merchandise is not the biggest problem you guys have. You just look around the world, there's billions of products available. You just need to know where and how to find them. So it's not that hard to find the merchandise. If you find it, the niche product you want to sell, find the merchandise is really the easy part. A solid manufacturer will make every part of e-commerce business easier and more profitable, right? It's a lot easier you guys think to find manufacturers that want to work with you, like we just talked about a while ago. I get emails all the time. I get phone calls all the time. I got a new product. They just find my marketing website, right? Traffic your website. We see the people say, well, I've got my website built now. I have no sales. Okay, guys, you must have site traffic. Then you have to have interest. Then you have to gain their trust. Then you get the sale, right? That's how it works. You must have the traffic to your site. They have to, as soon as they hit your site, guys, it has to be interest. You can't just have a humdum site. There has to be interest. You have to show them what they want. They see trust seals and so forth. 1-800 number on top, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you guys get the sale. It's that easy. Sell them what they want. Build it and they will come mentality is a myth. What about that, Dave?
It only works for Robert, I think it was, Kevin Costner in baseball fields, right?
Right.
Build it and they will come. Yeah, well, that's only in the movies. In the real world, you got to do something to let people know you're there.
Let you know you're there, right? So you build. Yep. You want to build multiple sources of traffic. You want to get traffic, a steady stream of customers all the time, right? Not just any traffic. It needs to be targeted traffic. You don't want to send somebody to your cycling site that's interested in hunting and shooting and guns and stuff like that, right?
That's true. Can I stick something in here?
Sure.
And this is on my mind because I have actually I've been doing a lot of SEO type stuff and then looking at my analytics this week and especially earlier today. I have a bunch of websites, but the one that makes the most money, only gets about 80 visitors a day. But every single person that comes there is looking to buy what I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when it comes to traffic numbers and it comes to e-commerce, if you set up the site correctly, and Sam and I show you how to do that in the product, but if you set up the site correctly, your conversion rates will be good, and you don't need a lot of traffic to make a living. I could actually live off of just this one site that I'm talking about if I wanted to. Yep. But I like toys, so I have more websites. But it's when we talk about traffic and targeted traffic, that's what we mean. People who are actually looking for what it is that you're selling.
Right.
And it kind of frees you up from this idea of I have to have a giant website that gets 1 jillion visitors a day, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
No, you don't. You have to have a website that pulls the traffic that you want, which is the people who are looking to buy what you're selling. And that's all.
Exactly. That's all you need. Okay, guys, one of the really, really important things, and I had a really hard time getting this right earlier when I got started earlier in my business, but customer service is very, very, very important. You guys need to have a 1-800 number and a customer contact form on your website, which means, contact us, which is where they put their name and email address, and they can fill in a little box and ask a question, right? You always need a 1-800 number. I recommend a 1-800 number, guys, at the very top right corner of your website. That's where 99.9% of websites have their stuff. They have the shopping cart up there at the right-hand top corner, and most of them that are smart these days will have a 1-800 number. I use a company called eVoice. It's like $17.99 a month for a 1-800 number. I've had it for years. It's really cool. You can just use eVoice.com, I think it is. You log in, you get your number, you get your phone number, and you can log in and just, if I'm going out of town, I can have all the numbers by a click of a button, go routed to my cell phone. it's really cool, really cool. So there's a lot of different ones out there, but you really need a 1-800 number, and you need a customer contact form. If I see a website that doesn't have a 1-800 number or something, place I can call and ask a question, I'll hit the X button to get out, right? Be up front and honest with your customers. And I'll give you guys an example. This is one of the hardest thing I had to when I started in this, and it was really bad back in the day. Well, not really bad, but I had a lot of, what I did is I started dealing with some products that, some companies that didn't have products in stock a lot. They'd give you the inventory sheets, but it wasn't always correct. And I would get orders, the stuff wasn't stock, and I hated to call the customer and tell them, but you have to at some point. So what I do now, I've been doing this for years, is always call the customer quickly as I can and tell them, hey, the product's not going to be in stock. It's going to be 2 to 3 more weeks or 3 to 4 more weeks or whenever, right? Whenever the manufacturer tells me. Do you want us to hold the order for you, or do you want us to put it on back order, or do you want us to cancel the order for you? And I bet 80% of people, 80 or 90% of people, at least 80, I would say, oh yeah, I'm willing to wait, unless it's like a Christmas present or a birthday present or something they have to have really quickly. If you're upfront, you're honest with customers, most people are willing to wait, right? That's just truth.
They are, and people are usually thrilled and excited to actually get a call from a website because they're used to buying stuff off of eBay or Amazon, and there's no way to get in touch with those people.
Yep.
And like Sam said, nine times out of 10, if you're upfront and honest with people, they'll go ahead and they'll wait. They're thrilled to have a personal connection.
Yeah, that's your opportunity to shine, right?
That's exactly right. A problem is not a problem. A problem is an opportunity. This is a chance for you to demonstrate to your customer what happens when things don't go quite right. And this is your chance to give them something to tell their friends and neighbors about. I ordered from XYZ.com, and they had a problem with this and that. And you know what? The guy actually called me on the phone and apologized, and he had this idea about how they were going to take care of it. And I said, okay, and they did. And, that guy is never going to go anywhere else. So it's not really a problem, man. This is an opportunity to show what you can do with customer service.
Yep.
It's an opportunity to get repeat business and referral business.
Yep. Get reviews on your Amazon stores and your eBay stores and that kind of stuff. So you get a lot of positive reviews from your customers. I like when people tell their friends, neighbors, I got this cool train horn, man. Listen how loud it is, all their buddies and stuff around.
Their neighbors know how loud it is.
Yeah, their neighbors know how loud they are.
Those horns are too loud, man.
Yeah, they're the neighbors that are buying guns and stuff and ready.
That's right. They're buying a train horn and neighbors buying a gun. That's great. We might want to change the subject now.
Number 5, guys, is automation. You guys heard a lot about automation. And what automation is basically outsourcing. You want to automate things, and you want to outsource some of the products, your parts of your business, guys. There's only 24 hours a day, so you automate and outsource to scale your business up. Once you get to a certain point, you'll have to have help. You can't do everything yourself because you want to be in business for yourself and not by yourself. So try to do everything will limit your growth. And Bill knows that, Dave knows that, and if you guys don't know it yet, you'll learn quickly. So, for example, maybe you're not good at graphics, you're not good at building headers for your website, your e-commerce websites, right? Hire somebody on Fiverr or Odesk or somewhere cheap to build you a header. Maybe you're not really good at websites. But nowadays, WordPress, just so many different plugins and e-commerce plugins and stuff, and there's free ones, there's paid ones, and you can just literally, me and Dave just did a training session a couple weeks ago, and Dave took you, 15 or 20 minutes to throw a site up?
Yeah.
E-commerce site, what products, he'd think you put one product up for, but it showed how easy it was to set it up and just from scratch. So it's not that hard, right? So, but you have to, just some parts of your business, like I have an accountant, right? So I try to do that forever and ever. I try to take care of the bookkeeping myself forever and ever until the IRS. I got in trouble with the IRS, and it cost me about $45,000 or $50,000, all right? So, yeah, because, I'm not a good bookkeeper, so, you know what I mean? But
I got to get their butt in a crack. There you go.
Yeah, I got my butt in a crack, but, I was doing a lot of business.
As long as you can get it out.
I was being cheap, and I didn't want to hire a bookkeeper, but I've had a bookkeeper for years now, and you need one if you're doing a lot of business, right? Time equals money, guys, so ask yourself, what's the most profitable thing I can do right now? So
that right there, that question, I have it on the wall here, right past my monitor. I'm looking at it right now. That is the meanest question you can ask yourself, because whenever you start to screw off and look at YouTube or whatever, or go on Reddit, and then you look up and you see that, and you're like, oh, man. This is not the most profitable thing I can do right now, and it's 2 p.m., so I need to do something different.
One thing you guys do, if you don't think you have enough money to automate, you can still automate. Like I said, Fiverr.com, that's for $5. You have to get some great, you're not going to get big websites built and all that stuff for $5. Face it, guys. But small, medium tasks and stuff, you can get people to work for you cheap, right? So you want to work on your business and not in your business whenever possible, period. So let's give you guys an example real quick. DiamondCandles.com. God, they have a really unique idea, and they executed it, guys. This thing started with one guy, and it's still a family-run business. He uses BigCommerce as a platform that anybody can learn in just a few hours. He's crushing it. So we'll show you the rankings here in just a second, guys. He made his own product category. So let's go over here and take a look real quick at his website. Let's look at the rankings. Let's look at the guy's rankings. Oops. Why? It's cool.
You're jumping ahead.
Oh, no,
there he is.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing's acting a little nuts today. But Diamond Candles. Did David talk about this?
Yep, this is just a snapshot from SEMrush, which is a tool that I know and love. And you can see here that this guy is getting an amazing amount of traffic. Look at where he's ranking for some of these huge keywords. But look at the main keyword. He invented that keyword.
Diamond
That
Candles.
belongs to him. Because
Diamond
this
Candles.
little girl had an idea to put a ring inside of a wax candle, and he was off to the races. So it's a small family business. They're going like gangbusters. And his website is nothing special.
Nope.
Guys, that right there is, I don't even think that's a custom template. I think that's one of the generic templates you get when you sign up for BigCommerce. I got a couple of BigCommerce stores myself. So I can tell you, there's nobody listening to this call that can't set that site up. There's nothing earth-shattering about setting this up, man.
It's not. The only thing I've seen here, he does not. He has this car on top up here, usually right in here, right here. But he doesn't have a 1-800 number. I do highly recommend.
Boy, I would.
Always
Something
1-800
like that.
number up here for sure. I do highly recommend doing that. And a pop-up. I've never seen this on the site before. All righty then.
Well, there you go.
$5 off. I don't think that's a good idea myself. When people took their mouse over here, now I can't even close out of it. That's not really.
I don't think that's a good move.
It's not a good
some
move.
SEO guy talked him into that, or
Probably.
some marketing guy.
If we did.
Well, you see, the reason I instinctively want to shy away from that and say I don't like that is because anything that gets in between my visitor and the shopping cart is a problem for me.
Yep.
That's why you keep your navigation shallow. You don't have people clicking lots of links to get to what they want. You make the site easy to navigate. You give it a simple design. You just got to make it easy for people to give you their money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're there. They have money and they don't want it anymore.
Well, you want to get their trust. There's a lot of things you need to do to gain their trust. Once you gain their trust, to go out straight through the cart process and you're good to go. DiscountJuicers.com. This is it's common products, guys. It's easy to find. So we'll go show you the site here in a second. We'll show you the site. Any of us can do this. You can do this for WordPress, Shopify, or BigCommerce. And you guys are going to see why you're going to laugh your butt off when you see DiscountJuicers.com.
Yeah, any of you guys that buy our product and take our training and build a site that's this ugly, I'm going to be upset.
It's been in business since 1998, almost as old as Dave. And we'll teach you guys how to do one even better than this. But look at this, Discount Juicers, and look what he's got here. #1 for Discount Juicers.
That's nice.
Not
That's
bad.
Nice.
Not bad.
Now you look at that and you go, well, geez, that's only 300 searches, or 3,600 a month. That's not a whole lot of searches, but everybody that types that in is trying to buy a cheap juicer, aren't they?
Right. Let's go over and
That's
look
exactly what they're after, and he's on page 1 for a bunch of good terms too.
Discount Juicers. Whoa, that hurts your eyeballs, doesn't it?
Where is it?
Oh,
I don't
man.
see it yet. There we go.
There you go. Is that an ugly site or what? This is
It's gorgeous.
Awful.
that is 1998. I bet he hasn't done an update since 1998. There's probably
He
reasons
hasn't
why.
done anything to it.
On the World Wide Web, I haven't heard that statement in a long time.
Hey, but you know what? The site still ranks.
Look, he's got
It's
security.
live, and people are going there and buying stuff.
Trust seals, right? We call them trust seals, guys, which is
Yep.
SSL certificates. He has a price match trust seal, privacy guarantee, that kind of stuff, live support. So it's just we're talking about trust, guys, gaining people's trust and seeing things like this. Personally, I would probably have this stuff more right in here somewhere,
I
stuff
normally
right
put
here,
that stuff
out
up
here
in the
and the
header
bottom.
near the top.
Right. And I'd also have my 1-800 number and shopping cart. There's probably reasons why it's still got the site, and it's probably why it's still ugly as hell. Because it's probably for SEO purposes. I think I could redesign the site for discount users and never lose my ranking.
Yeah, he could do a lot with this and not lose any of his ranks.
Probably HTML. Looks like
I don't know
he's
why
built
he
this in
keeps it this
HTML.
way.
Yeah, he's building HTML. He's never changed it. So there's probably reasons why they're either lazy, but I'm sure they're getting still getting a lot of traffic, right? But that is one ugly site. I mean, anybody, a blind squirrel could probably do a better job than that one, right?
It's pretty nasty. But it sells juicers, man.
All right, guys. I don't know why this thing keeps doing this. I will show you guys an advantage that no one else has.
Oh, you know what, guys? I got to admit, I lied to you earlier. I said that picture of the little blonde kid was the only picture of Sam. That's Sam on the right.
Screw you.
That's me on the left.
And that's Dave on the left, right?
Oh, hell yes. That's right.
Yeah, you won't believe that for a minute. What we have, guys, is we have a piece of software. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to pull it up here, and you guys are like, your mouth will drop. It's super easy software that reveals hot-selling products within Amazon within seconds. Within seconds, guys. It ignores all the slow-moving, low-ranking products to deliver only the best to you. Shows you products with staying power, long, steady sales history, and that's exactly what you want. It delivers products that you have tons of reviews and are guaranteed to be bestsellers on Amazon. It's like kind of like a crystal ball. So let me pull that software up here for you guys real quick. Let me show you this. It's really cool stuff. And there it is. It's called AZ Prospector, guys. You simply log in with the software. And this is how easy it is. Just choose a category. Category, Dave. Home and kitchen.
Electronics, I don't care.
Well, let's go to home
There you
kitchen.
go. That'll work.
Search. If you see how fast this stuff works, guys, it does some really cool stuff. But what it does is it gives us insight as to products that we're going to be looking for in a particular, in a different category. This category is home and kitchen, for example. So we're seeing price, we're seeing days in the top 100. And this is what's important. Now you can go to Amazon and you can go look at the top 100 in these categories, but what you can't do is you can't bring down the results. I don't want an Adobe Air update, but you cannot bring it down and do the results within seconds like this software does, right? So we're pulling up available offers, we're pulling up reviews and so forth, right? So let's go down here and let's look for products that's $50 or more, right? Hit $50 or more, maybe I want something that's been in the top 100 for 500 days, right? Or plus, that's over a year. It's pretty high, but
way over a year.
Yeah, so if you get anything that's
So there's not going to be a whole lot of them.
Right, right. It's $50 plus, but that's in this particular category. We can also narrow down and say I want more than 1,000 reviews, right, or more than 2,000 reviews. Think about it. If they got 3,500 reviews, guys, they sold 10,000 of these things.
Look
right?
at that Cuisinart thing. That is not too bad of a price point.
Nope.
3,500 reviews. They've sold tens of thousands of those.
These things, right? And days in the top 100 has been over 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly 3. Yeah.
Right. So you can do this fairly quickly. I like to go back down and narrow it back down again. Start with another one. Which will show you how fast the software does this type of stuff. It's just really amazing how you can do this. We was in kitchen and bathroom. What me? Pet patio, patio, lawn and garden, right? So let me go here. It's still spinning here. Usually it just takes a couple seconds. There it goes. Look for something for $50 or more. Days in the top 100. Let's do 250 at least. And oh, look there, Dave. There's your pressure cleaner.
There it is. There's my power washer.
Your power washer.
Man, I got to get one of those. You know, there's one thing that I don't know if anyone else noticed it when we had the slide on that power washer up earlier. And this is one of the reasons that I love this software and that I love to look on Amazon when I'm trying to get ideas. If you go to the page on Amazon for that blue electric power washer, what you'll see is that there's over 100 questions answered. 230
answered questions now.
You know what that means? That means that when you go to put that on your website, all you have to do is spend 15 minutes reading those questions and answers, and you are a subject matter expert. You could put together an FAQ or an article on your website that's going to have, it's just going to be so keyword rich without doing keyword stuff, and it's going to be quality information. It's just going to be amazing, man. You could build a beautiful, beautiful website page for that.
Yep.
I'm talking myself into selling that damn thing, to be honest with you. Or something like, I mean,
you guys,
all the content's right there, man. Look at all that stuff.
What's your thought about reusing the Amazon reviews, like on your website?
Got to rewrite them. Number one, it's against Amazon's TOS. You can't copy their reviews. What you do is you take the information, you learn from the reviews and the questions, and then you rewrite that.
Gotcha.
You can't just cut and paste them.
Good. Not in the reviews but manufacturers, you know, most of them all give you a description of each product they sell, right? I've heard people talk about
don't use those either.
Stuff. I personally don't use them. I do change them up a little bit. A lot of times I will use a lot of it, but I do change this up a little bit. I'm not as really freaky as Dave is about changing stuff up. But I will change. I have to do change up a bit because I want to do a little basic SEO and I want to outrank my competition. Simple as that. Simple, simple. This is one cool piece of software, guys, and me and Dave has found some incredible niches with this. Me and Dave did some training stuff, and we just like, wow, you wouldn't believe what you can find with this just in a few minutes. But the cool thing about
the real strength of the AZ Prospector is that all the crap, the chaff,
guessing work, the guesswork,
the guessing, all the garbage is gone. All that this thing is showing you is the best stuff Amazon has to offer, the stuff that's actually selling.
And it's staying there for a while, right? And that's what you want.
That's it, man.
Like I said, you can go do that kind of stuff yourself, guys. You know, it would take you literally probably days and weeks to try to figure that information, decipher it, what takes us, you know, a couple seconds. We have another piece of software that separates the best from the also-rans on eBay. Discovers an entire new product niche you never considered before, guys. It eliminates hours of research for products that are popular, and it zeroes on fast movers for quick sales. And it also delivers some really sensational deals to test and see if they're profitable in the market. I'll pull the software up real quick. We won't go into detail on it. Come on. No, I don't want to update. It's asking me to update Adobe Air. This is built on Adobe Air, guys, so our software works on any Windows or Macs, right? Type in backpack, for example. Let's do a quick search here.
Man, that is so fast.
It does. It pulls up a lot of information, but the cool part about our software, what it does that nothing else does, is we can narrow down by price, time left, quantities, and how many has been sold. Just what it does, this software does, it looks back in eBay for the last 30 days. What is sold. Some of these products, they're not even on there anymore, so you can kind of see what's happened in the last 30 days and what's hot and what's not, right? It's still pointed. This software is a little bit slower than the AZ Prospector.
And that has to do with how eBay's set up.
Yeah, and scraping and stuff like that, right? Just want to show you guys the software real quick. It usually takes about a minute to do eBay to scrape all the information you need to do. Just looking for quantities and looking for how many's been sold. That's really important. It's how many's been sold. Really cool software. I personally like the AZ Prospector, my favorite. The eProspector is cool too. Give you guys a testimony about this guy here, Thomas. He launched a experimental site. He only won. This has been a couple months ago. And this guy, how long did he have our product, Dave? Maybe it was a week and a half or something like that.
A week, and he's already pulling sales.
And yeah, he's already pulling sales in and stuff. So we got another testimony from another guy that he went through our product and said, man, this is the greatest product I've ever seen. So really good stuff. So who's ready to start a profitable business in 2013? I want to give you guys $3,000. You won't believe this. So I know a lot of you guys, it's internet and e-commerce, have probably seen this around. You guys remember the ASM? And I'm not knocking their product or anything. It's called Amazing Selling Machine. It was I thought it was way overpriced. I bought it myself for $3,000 the last time they released it. But now the last time it sold for $3,500. It covers Amazon and white label products basically. It doesn't cover eBay. It doesn't cover your own websites. These guys are talking about going to Alibaba, finding people in China and Hong Kong and stuff to white label products for you, and you ship them directly to Amazon. What this does, it just really limits your selling market, guys. It's losing you tons of money, and it possibly can, because doing that kind of business like that is tricky if you don't know how to run e-commerce. You definitely don't want to go start white labeling from China if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You definitely don't want to start sending it to Amazon straight from the manufacturer in China to Amazon, because if there's something wrong with the product. You always want to inspect products, guys, before it goes to Amazon. There's a lot of things that can happen in between. So one thing, our podcast has one more training than those guys, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. I'm going to show you the inside of the members area. You guys will love this. And we have this priority software no one else has access to. Only you can have it, guys, because it gives you advantage over the competition. We don't sell this software anywhere. Nobody can get it. I'll never sell it outside of our package because I don't want just too many people having it, right? We simply just don't want hardworking people like yourself missing out on this wonderful opportunity and saving you a lot of cash and headaches. So you guys actually can look over our shoulders and see exactly what we're doing step by step. If that sounds good to you guys, that's the way we like to do it. So I'm going to show you guys. It's called GoPro Formula, and we don't sell this product via anywhere but webinars. That's how we've been doing this, because I don't want to get it everywhere, all over the place. So let me show you what it's a complete e-commerce training, guys, to get you selling your products online at lightning speed. quickly. You want to get out there and start selling as quick as you can, right? Take action with the easy-to-follow method with our exclusive software. Show you guys how to build a six-figure e-commerce business. We could generate steady income for years. And let me show you guys what we're getting in our training, okay? So let me go ahead and log in. This is a snapshot of the members area. Let me go ahead and log in here. And I'll show you what you get in the members area. You guys love this. Oops. A lot of people call me Sambo, so I still use that as a name. But I've been called that since I was a kid. We have a private Facebook group, guys, you can be a member of. Our training videos, and we got tons of bonuses. I'll show you here's the software. First thing, you get software, you get the AZ Prospector, you get the eProspector, video tutorials showing you how to use it, right? Here's the cool part. Now, I don't want to scare the hell out of you guys, but there's 130 plus videos in these modules. The thing is, when you get into the introduction, you start watching the first video, you go straight into module 1 and explain to you exactly what you need to do, because you're not going to be wanting to go in here and doing bulk surplus and liquidations. You're not going to be wanting to do white labeling and importing, right? What you want to do is get the introduction, you get started, they tell you exactly what to do. You don't want to, if you don't want to use eBay or Amazon, you want to build your own store, you start here. There's these first three are the first important modules, right? And there's more than one video in each module. There's a bunch of them. So I'm just going to show you through really quickly some of how many videos in the particular models, but modules. This one module, module 3, is finding real wholesalers and drop shippers. And we had some students here recently tell me and Dave that the module 4 alone is worth the price we're going to sell this for. It's just amazing what we've got in module 4. This is module 3. It's a big module. Plus, we have all the resources that goes with that module, guys. Anything that we talk about in all these videos is every module will have the resource at the bottom. We don't have things that's all jumbled up. We don't have a site that you get lost in, you know where the heck you're doing, which video you watched last. It doesn't work that way. That's how we do it. So once you get done with that module, you can go into module 4. You can scroll around over here, and you can go right on to module 4. Module 4 is really, really one of my favorites right here. It shows you how to build your own website, and it's from A to Z, guys. I don't leave anything out, and I'll use WordPress in here. It's all free stuff, free plugins, free themes. Show you how to do your headers, your footers, your mission statements, your shipping and returns. I even in the bonus area give you all the stuff to use for your footer, and give you free examples, header stuff you can use for your own headers. But there is, look at all the resources in here too, and now it's covered in the videos. We have some interviews in here. We're doing more interviews as we go along. We just did our live training sessions, and we'll be doing more live training sessions pretty soon, but we just some really good interviews with some cool people. Lena Trevetti, Brian McLeod's an amazing copywriter, talks about writing content and stuff really quickly for your sites to convert. Live training sessions is probably worth what we're selling the whole product for itself. Or module 4 is just so much in there, guys. I've done a lot of bulk surplus and liquidations myself throughout the years. There's a whole module on that, and the importing white label. I also do importing stuff from China, so I cover all of that in there. Facebook marketing, there's probably 12 videos in that. That's really great, guys. Bonuses, oh my gosh, there's so many bonuses. Give you guys a supplier list, and there's more than one suppliers list, guys. There's thousands of people's suppliers list in this one bonus alone. It's amazing, all these different niches and all the suppliers in different niches. They give you phone numbers, email addresses, the whole 9 yards. The websites, the contact information, you name it. Add to cart buttons, the most converting add to cart button that I've ever used. It's right here. It's one, but there's more add to cart buttons. This is the one I use for all my websites. It converts really well. I like that color buttons. Have a lot of different things here. Daily planners, guys, you name it. I mean, it's in here. The automated search result is a really cool thing. I showed Dave and them a few weeks ago. Dave didn't even know how this worked, did you, Dave?
Did not.
Did not. It's pretty cool, isn't it, though? It's a really cool way within seconds to find out if a niche, if a particular niche is worth getting into within a few seconds. And you use this scale that I give you to put in the URL in Google, and it'll tell you really quickly. And I've got a scale made up to tell you 0 to 1,000 within the scale, and how hard, if it's worth getting into that niche, right? So just wanted to show you guys some stuff. We're still adding stuff. We're always adding stuff in here. I like to keep adding. Everything that nothing's left out. We got everything in there to get you guys quickly started up and quickly, and with proven business model that works, you know, right? Because me and David have been doing this for a long time, and we want everything to be in there for you guys. I don't like to have a website that says oh, we'll give you half the content, and in 30 days you'll get it's drip feed, what they call it, drip feed. And why a lot of people do this because they want to wait to the end of the refund period before you give you the rest of the content. Or even worse, some of these people will sell your whole product and they'll try to upsell you the extra software or whatever it is that has to work that way. I mean, you can't use their techniques without the other part of it, and they'll sell you that until you can't possibly do it. You can do it this way. It'll take you 20 days to do it. You can buy our software. It'll take you seconds. That's not a way of doing it. I can tell you, it's like to give you everything in one package, and that way you don't feel left out, and you can get started quickly, right? That's the way it should be, right, Dave?
That's true. No games.
No games.
No BS.
So, guys, the choice is actually yours, and I want you to give you a price for a minute. You guys are going to follow your seat. We cover eBay, Amazon, Facebook, even building your own store. I'll show you that in the members area. We cover importing, white label, and bulk purchases. You'd be amazed what's in the bulk purchase and stuff. I just bought, about 5 weeks ago, I bought 10,000 Christmas orders for $200. I got nothing in them hardly. Seriously, I bought.
Sam is a terrible person. He will pay a nickel for 10,000 of something.
Yep.
For $25 a piece and just go right to sleep at night. It doesn't bother him a bit.
You remember the first Warrior event, Bill? First Warrior event? I actually almost flew on a helicopter at lunch before that day because I was dealing with this company in North Carolina, and I was selling a lot of the products. And what happened? They called me like months before and said, "We're going to file bankruptcy and stuff. You want to buy a bunch of these?" So I did about a couple hundred of the products. And I sold them out within a couple of weeks, and I was like, oh, shit, they'd already filed bankruptcy and stuff. As I called them, it's like, we can't do anything. The bank still hasn't picked this stuff up. What I found out is I found out who was taking care of it over at the bank. Then I found out they was auctioning this shit off. So I was so scared. I was doing the first Warrior event we ever did, and it was that same day they were auctioning them off. I'm like, oh, shit. I went in and put a private bid in. I'm like, but what I did, as I told my wife and my son to go out there, and bid, and I put it. Just to be honest with you, it was $200,000 worth of inventory, and I put a bid in for $20,000. Because I was willing to give more than that to the bank, and the bank wouldn't even talk to me. But to auction house, guess what I bought it for?
What?
$3,300 for $200,000 worth of inventory. So that's the truth. It took me 1 day to make my money back off 30. Each one of the products sell for $100. I still have probably 100 of them left. But I had 2,000 of these that sell for $99.99. All I had to do was sell 33 of them to make my money back. All the rest of them is pure profit. So that's just an example of the kind of deals you can get. And I cover all that too, and how to do it, and where I bet, especially a lot of the places you can get this stuff, you freak out. Some of the places you can get stuff for next to nothing. And guys, we're there with you every step of the way. I don't like to leave anything out. If you can follow simple instructions and follow our easy step formula, then you can too make a ton of easy money with your very own e-commerce business. It's really that simple. Today's special offer, guys, it's simple as that, $497. Can't say it any better than that. You save $3,000. You don't pay $3,500 for AMS or $1,500 for what these other guys selling stuff that's halfway there and doesn't have all the information you need.
I think that price is amazing, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Keep going.
When you sign up, guys, now you're protected by 30 days. There's no question asked, money back guarantee. Me and Dave like to really stress that. If you're not satisfied, neither are we. So within 30 days, you all do is contact us and let us know. We return every penny of your investment. There's nothing held back. We want you guys to be successful. You want to be happy with our product, and that's how we work. I'm not the kind of person that want to hold your money and try to argue out of, oh, why don't you like it? Can you tell me why and explain to me why I do not like it? So if you're not happy, if you don't even like the way I look or the way I like the way I talk, then tell me you want me to do a refund.
Wait. Don't do the way I talk. You're going to lose some orders, dude.
So you guys are 100% protected. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain when you sign up now. It's just really simple as that. So here's what it is. Oh, hold on a minute. Forgot about the fast action bonuses. I told Bill that I had a surprise for you tonight.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Go Pro Formula can easily sell for $2,000, guys. I spent 8 months on Go Pro Formula. 8 months putting that product together. That's how much information's in there. I just wanted everybody to have anything and everything concerning the e-commerce that's in there. If I ever miss anything out, I will add it. Right? One thing you guys can get to go with it is called Outsourcing Formula. You can go to outsourcingformula.com right now and go check it out. I think it's for $100 or $197. I'm not sure. I've never released that product. It's never been released. It's never been sold anywhere. I've been giving it as bonuses. You get Gig Prospect. You can go to gigprospector.com. Bill probably remembers that one, don't you? Bill sold thousands and thousands of copies of that software. you get a copy of Gig Prospector. What it does, it's kind of like AZ Prospector, finds the best, quickest gigs around quickly and easily, like within seconds. So if I'm looking for banner, right? Looking for banners. Well, do a quick search. Just show you, all my software is built on Adobe Air. I like stuff that works quickly and people on Windows and Mac can use it. So look, I'm looking for Express, less than 5 days. Okay. All right, less than 5 days. I can deliver in 2 days, so I can see right here. But then I can look at the positive ratio, guys. Maybe I want somebody that's got, oops, get a little ahead of myself here on a 100%. 100%. I want 100% positive. Maybe I want somebody that's working in the U.S. I don't want to deal with somebody else, right? I can find all this stuff quickly and easily, guys, with the software. See how fast I can find the best people. Then if I want to click here and go show details, I can pull it right up in the software too. Or I can open up in my browser, which is really cool. The software, we've done some upgrades with this recently, Bill, since you've seen it. It's got some really cool stuff into it. But, you know, if I was looking for e-covers or something, for example, look for somebody to do some e-covers for me. You can narrow down the categories too. I usually don't do that myself. But you can narrow it down really quickly this way. Best thing to do, I found out with the software though, if you're doing a new search, is go ahead and clear all this stuff out. So I'm just going to close that. I just want to show you guys Gig Prospect. Market Spark Pro, guys, is not being sold anywhere, nowhere, no more again. Not only one place you can get it with its outsourcing formula. It's in outsourcing formula now. My partner, Matt Green, he didn't want anything to do with it anymore, so I took over the software. It's SEO software. It's bad news. You really like it, guys. It's a really good piece of software. We sold thousands of copies of that, but you can't get it anywhere else but outsourcing formula. So it's all this stuff is inside of there. Outsourcing Organize, another piece of software I've never sold before. It helps you manage your budgets and stuff with outsourcing. If you got you're outsourcing a few things and you have a budget and you want to keep track of stuff and information, it's really cool. All that stuff, guys, is $2,400 roughly, but today yours only, and there's the URL. So goproformula.com/get/Bill. And I'm only selling 10 of these, guys. Seriously, I've got it. If you go look there, goproformula.com/get/Bill, and we're only selling 10 of them unless I screw up and a couple more get through. But that's what it is. $4.97. Like I said, if you don't like it, you can get your money back. And so we want you guys to be happy. Simple as that. I mean, I love it, man. And you guys been here almost an hour and a half with us. I mean, you're obviously interested. You're obviously interested, and you guys, wanted to start building a business. This is what we call real business, guys. See people building, affiliate sites and stuff, and they get slapped by Google. They lose all their earnings and stuff. Me and Dave both has been doing this for years and never had any problems. We keep just building. It's pretty well automated. Once you get your sites up and going, guys, you can go ahead and build more sites and do more and do other things, right? It's really, I spend literally maybe an hour to 2 hours a day. Most of the time it's about an hour. A couple of days a week I'll spend a couple hours a day on my e-commerce sites. Other than that, I do other things, right?
Well, and I was going to point out that, and you guys back me up and expand on this, when it comes to ranking, and when it comes to Google and the search engines, that's the traffic that everyone wants. But the problem is that so many people are trying to peddle information. Mm-hmm. Well, all the information's already in Wikipedia, and that's who always kills you in the ranks, or some big website. But product searches, those are different, aren't they?
Yeah, it is absolutely true. I get a lot of money from people that are searching for the actual model names and manufacturer names.
Yep,
someone wants the widget vendors XYZ widget vendor number 2, whatever. There's not a ton of searches for that, but we'll show you how to set up your website so that you'll rank for all those terms.
Oh Lord,
and you'll be the one that shows up.
Yeah, I wanted to show that stuff tonight and get time to show how to buy domain names so fast, guys. We on our live training sessions, the people that was there, they just couldn't believe how fast we could show them how to buy a domain name that would get them a traffic quickly. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's so easy to do. Once you see it, you're like, oh, I cannot believe this. I can't believe this. Right, Dave?
It's one of those things that everyone thinks is hard.
It's not hard.
It's like
buy a
finding
domain name and
manufacturers and products. People think it's really hard. They got themselves talked out of it. You can do it in 2 seconds flat, man.
Yep. We showed you
something.
What if that domain name's taken? We've got at least 12 different ways, 10 to 12. I think it's 10. I can't remember, Dave. I have to look at the notes. Different ways that we can take that traffic away from them guys by buying the domain almost close to them. There's no dashes, no .org, there's no not .net. It's so close it'll scare the shit out of you. And you'll get ain't it, Dave?
It works.
Truth. It works.
It works.
It works. I've been doing it all these years, guys, and it still works.
You guys find that like kind of, you know, exact match domains or those very closely focused domain names, they actually do work on the product side.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas they don't work, again, they just don't work in information anymore.
Nope. You're right.
Now, you know, the whole I pay a lot of attention to SEO. It's kind of almost like a hobby because I made a living online for over 10 years and didn't know what SEO was. Never heard of it. All I knew is I had websites and I wrote stuff about my products tried to put good pictures up, and people found my products and bought them, right? And now, you know, everything comes around full circle. And here lately you've heard a lot of people talking about how exact match domains don't work and blah, blah, blah. But
bullshit.
You know what? If you do them right, they do.
Almost all my domain names are exact match domain names. Not like product name, but product category names, right?
Absolutely.
So
there's a way to do it where you don't look spammy.
Yep.
But you still get the benefit.
And it takes minutes literally.
Above and beyond what Google thinks about them or whether Google wants you to do that, or who gives a shit really what Google wants. But when someone searches for widget vendor and they see the site, you're fourth or fifth down on the list, and it's Widget Vendor Depot, you're going to get the click, man.
Yeah.
You've got what they're searching for in your URL. You've got it in your site title. You've got it in your meta description. And then when they go there, what do they find? Widget vendors.
Right.
Not an article about widget vendors, not a link to a widget vendor on Amazon. It's you, man. You're selling them the thing that they want. And that's why I say that you don't need as much traffic as you do for other kinds of websites, because you aren't having to send them anywhere. Whenever you send someone from your website somewhere else, you lose a certain percentage of those people.
Sure.
When you're selling them what they want and you're not running a bullshit game on them, you've got what they want right there in front of them, it's a lot easier to get that order.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know that we hit on this too much during this webinar, but there's a big difference at the end of the month. If you've been making 30, 40, 50% margin on stuff you're selling direct, and if you're making 6 or 7% margin on the Amazon commission. And let's not even talk about AdSense, man.
Yeah, let's talk. Hey, you're right. Let's talk about that for a second, because let's say there's a lot of people still on this call, and I want to make sure that we're going to serve them. And guys, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to reach over and start asking them.
Yeah, it is. This is like the private room after the band's gone, and you know, no one's here in the bar but the owner and one of the bartenders. Yeah,
and I don't think there's. I mean, based upon what Sam said, there's not a lot of these copies left. So you know, I think we got to be kind of quick about it. But you know, when you find one of these drop shippers, you find a manufacturer, you've drilled in on a category that you like, right? You get to, and the manufacturer says, you know, you just have to pay me $100. So then I, in turn, can say, well, okay, then I'm going to sell that for $145. And so I have the flexibility and freedom to price that. Is that correct?
That's right.
And obviously we want to, and I know you guys are covering this, but obviously at this point I would want to say, well, I don't want to go, I can't go crazy unless I own that market, right? So I've got competitors that are out there who, you know, what are they pricing it for? So that's a very important part of this.
It is part of it, but I got to tell you, Bill, that you don't want to be the cheapest guy usually.
Right.
I'm never the cheapest guy. You know, the guy who actually taught me to sell back in the 80s used to tell me, he said, David, people that sell on price are doing that because they don't have anything else to offer.
Yeah.
And what I've got is I've got in-depth product knowledge. I've got properly set up websites. I've got all the information that the customers can need either before or after they buy. I've got it all set up properly, and that's what I'm offering. You know, you can buy it for $10 cheaper somewhere, but you know, you're not going to get the kind of support you will from me.
Yep.
Are there any guys? Are there any niche? There's some questions coming in, but I'll just keep asking. Are there any particular niches or categories that you would suggest to avoid? You know, things that might be actually a little too saturated. How do I know when my competition is too steep at the beginning? Obviously, I want to get quick wins, especially on my first site.
I will tell you two things right off the bat.
Yeah.
Number one, if I can walk into Walmart and pull it off the shelf, I'm not going to put it on one of my websites.
That's right.
Amazon's a different story because there's a whole different dynamic there. But if I can just go to Target or Walmart and buy it, I'm not going to put it on my website. The other thing is that if it's anything that's in the niches that are known as spammy, now you start talking about gray market drugs, prescription drugs, gambling, Forex trading, that kind of stuff. A lot of people say stay away from that because it's spammy and Google doesn't like it and everything. I don't really care what Google likes or doesn't like. I don't get into those kinds of markets because the SEO competition at that level is freaking unbelievable, especially in the gambling and the drug trade. I mean, these are guys that will go out and they'll buy a couple of dozen PR6, PR7 domains and set them up as a link network for their money site.
Doesn't make no sense.
The guys that are heavy into the gambling online, holy crap. They'll spend $2 million setting up a private blog network.
Sure.
So you just can't compete. That's the reason to stay away from that stuff. There's nothing you can do with that.
I want to throw a little something in there too, guys. That also in the course, I'll show you cool techniques. Is once you figure out a niche that's selling really good, a product's really selling good, how to ramp that up and build multiple sites. It's amazing. Dave just, when I first showed this to Dave a couple years ago, he's like, I can't believe you actually do this. I did a search term the other day, guys. This is no lie. A big search term. Guess who's got 8 out of the 10 spots? Different websites too on the first page of Google. Me. I love it.
Wow.
So one of the spots was video. One of the spots was images, and the other 6 spots were different websites of mine for that keyword term. Because I want to take it over. When I know that product's selling, what I'll do is I'll put them on different servers. I'll buy cheap little domain names that are similar, and then I'll put them on different servers, different IP addresses, don't get slapped by Google. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want them on the same IP address and stuff. But once I know it's a good winning niche, so I might have 8 to 10 websites in the same product line, right?
There's another way to do this too, and I can't remember. I used to have a name for this. I think I call it owning the surf or whatever. But I just did a search on one of my main products. It's a 3D microscope of a sort. It's kind of a weird product, but people that need it need it. And if you search for the name of this particular product, the first 2 results are after the ads. The first 2 results are the manufacturer. Then there's me. Then there's something else. Then there's my link on Amazon. Then there's my link on eBay. And then the last result on the page 1 of Google is another link from my main site.
Wow.
So I've got 4 out of the first 10 results for this product. An average cost on that product is about $3,200.
What kind of time frame are we talking about of getting started? I mean, obviously there's, you got to have the time frame of going through the, getting started in the training. I think folks at this point, they want to do something. So, there's a certain amount of training, but then when is it like, okay, when am I doing it? Like when am I? That
is a great question because
sure
it actually, Bill, it dials in to the way that Sam has put this together. The way GoPro is put together, obviously you're not going to sit there and watch 137 videos and go, okay, now it's time to get to work. Unfortunately, I'm 68 and I'm going to retire. No, what happens is you get in there, you watch the first module, you get your basics down, and then you pick where you want to go. Some people are more comfortable with selling on eBay at first. Some people want to do Amazon first. Now, we try to get everyone to set up their own websites, of course, but normally people want to start with a platform that's already established and kind of get their feet wet.
Yep.
So there's no reason not to have products up on some platform, if not your own website, in the first couple of days.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, man.
It's not that really that hard.
Normally when what I tell people in the Facebook group or in training is, man, just look in the closets in your house. You got something in there somebody else wants.
Get started, get your feet wet. I explained everything in module 1. I really drilled down and tell them to concentrate. But they do need to go through module 2 and 3. You really don't have to, but you need to go through finding hot niches, right? And that's one of the biggest things people working to find a product. And then the module 3 is where to find the manufacturers, which is really easy if you just follow the 8 videos or 10 videos that's in there. And they're really short videos, guys. They're not really long videos and stuff. but then there's places for, you can take your notes and resources in there. And then you decide which route you want to take, right? You need to, you go to eBay, you go to Amazon, you go to your own websites, but you don't want to jump into the importing section. You don't want to do the white labeling. You don't want to do closeouts. You don't want to start the Facebook marketing, all that kind of stuff, right? There's no need, right? They explain that in the first part of it. I tell you guys not to get crazy, not start jumping between modules. They get started off and get your mindset and know where you're going to go first, right?
Sure. It's really not that hard to get going. George Carlin, who I used to love, well, I guess I still love him even though he's dead, he had a great thing to say about sales, and especially sales in America. He said, this is the United States of America. Get a dog turd and glue it to a stick and spray paint it red. Somebody will buy it. People in this country have got money, and they've got disposable income, and they're willing to buy what they want with it. It's not that difficult. Just got to find the market that's got activity, hopefully that's got repeat business. I like stuff that's also got supplies and accessories that goes with the main product, but you just find that market, find that niche.
Give you guys a tip.
Establish a relationship with a source of product, and you're off to the races, man.
Give you guys a tip too. Once you start finding manufacturers, maybe you're interested in cycle stuff, you start talking to them. Maybe you're not sure what sells. What you can do, and I do this a lot, guys. As you're already talking to the manufacturer, they say, "Oh, we'll let you drop ship and stuff." Ask the person you're talking to, your contact person, "Hey, what's the best-selling product that people sell online?" You don't have to ask them, "Hey, can you tell me who's selling what online and what their best sellers is that they're selling for you?" You don't want to ask them you've got your competition. You want to say, "What's the best sellers that other people are selling online?" And guess what? They're going to tell you. Why wouldn't they tell you? Because they're there to make money. Their businesses are there to make money,
like I was saying before,
give it to you.
That guy's job at the factory is to get stuff sold.
Yeah, and these people give you that information. What's selling? What's other people selling online of your products? It's really a hot seller. Guess what? They will give you the keys to the kingdom.
Oh, Sam, I've told you this story before, but I've got that company that makes the 3D microscopes. It makes a whole bunch of stuff. And I was talking to the sales manager there, and I asked him just that, what's really moving right now? And he says, you know what? We got our new price list coming out. I'm going to fix it up for you and send it to you. And he sent it to me. It was an Excel spreadsheet, and what he had done is he had taken the 15 products that moved the best and highlighted them in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go, Dave. It's go for it. Here's the stuff that's actually moving. Concentrate on this.
Just send you guys. I forgot to put the link in the chat thing for you guys. I'll put it in there for you. Stephen, I was looking at the questions about. You said there's a multiple payment option. At this time, there's not. Stephen, sorry, but it's just a one-time payment.
I wanted to, as we're talking about this, I wanted to let everyone know why that amazing selling, whatever the hell that thing was called, why it was so expensive.
Amazing selling machine?
Right. So the reason why it was so expensive is because they were giving out $500,000 in affiliate prizes.
Right.
It was ridiculous. And that's why there was a frenzy around it. The frenzy was not about the amazing product. The frenzy was about everyone getting their hands on
$500,000.
Right. And I think it's worth knowing that. When that came out, I had no interest in participating in that. Why? Because I know Sam. I personally can vouch for someone who really does this every day, does it very easily, not a lot, and I was thinking about Sam earlier. I was like, Sam's got these businesses that just rock, yet he's over in the Warrior Forum. He's creating all these different software. He's doing this kind of stuff. And I just stopped for a second. I was like, well, it's because he's got the mind of he's an entrepreneur. He's restless. He's constantly doing stuff, and he's been able to build this very comfortable support of all of these e-commerce stores that require very little attention, so that he can turn around and play and keep his mind busy with all these other things.
Have software made and do softwares and launches and info products, stuff like this.
But you don't have to do that.
I spent almost 2 days. Well, I spent 2 different days, maybe 4 or 5 hours each day this week doing offline. I used to own a computer company years ago. I kept some of my big offline clients. I have about 6 really large offline client guys, and I'll go maybe once every week or two. They'll call me out and need something done. I used to set up VPNs and private networks and servers in large buildings. Camera systems and that stuff like that. You know the reason I do that? to get the hell out of the house every once in a while. I sit here in the house all the time, and I get $100 an hour to get out here and do it for these customers. I kept a couple, 6 of my good customers. And, like I said, I get decent money. It gets me out of the house. I get to see my friends that I've known for these people for years and years and years since I had my computer business back in the 90s. And there's still, actually one of my clients flew me to Vegas when I got married back in March. He flew us out there, paid for the hotel. What do you think? He's a good client. So I still do offline stuff too. He's got a big website. He's got one website, guys, that does $100,000 a month. Another one does like $50,000 a month. And he has a big warehouse with servers and all that stuff. But what I'm saying, I built my business personally to where I don't have to spend that much time on it. I really don't have to do much of my e-commerce business. When I get an order in, the money goes in my account. I go in my website. I copy and paste the URL. Here's what I do. I go in my website. Where's that form I just pulled up? I go to my website. I get the person's information. I do this right here. I go to my inbox. I type my manufacturer email address up because they're always in there. I just hit orders, and I have all these different ones, orders at, whatever there. And I paste this in there. We have an order for to be shipped to, and my information's under here, our company information. PO number, I always make it up. I'll use the customer's last name, so it might be England, right? And today's 082114. I always do the date. So I know, right? 082114 is when it was sent to the manufacturer PO. So as simple as that for me. I got the money, take the money in, send the order to the manufacturer. It takes me a couple minutes, and then the next day or so, they'll send me the tracking number to send to the customer. As simple as that. I don't have much time into it, right?
You always get such good ideas.
My profit margin is 40 to 50% per order. So some are higher than others. Dave, I think you say yours is 35% or something like that.
30. Well, it depends on the product, but average together, all the different websites and products, I make about 30, 32%.
Yeah, so it could be right there. It could be mine's more or less probably about 40, I guess.
I just don't know where you get all these ideas.
I've got some products that I'm giving $20-some a piece for, guys. I'm selling for $79, and I sell 5 to 10 of them a day. I sell the hell out of them. And Dave, you know what it is, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
I give $23 for it. I sell it for $79. I sell 5 to 10 every day. So.
I got an idea for a new product right now. Tell me if this will work. How about a GPS system that uses Morgan Freeman's voice?
There you go.
So it feels like he's narrating your life as you drive along.
Everything's better with Morgan Freeman.
It sure is.
Isn't it? I know Tony he's sitting here, where is the quick start video? That's a lot of content. Yes, there is a lot of content in the training stuff in there. Well, like we said before, Tony, it's so, once you watch the intros, I tell you, just don't get all skippy and get excited. Listen to what I've got to say, because I'm going to tell you how to go through the modules and not, run rampant there. There's a lot of information. I really don't at one point I didn't want to tell people how many videos is in there because it scares shit out of you. But if you listen to the way I'll tell you to do it, I have to tell you that because there's a lot of information I really want to share. This is my pride and joy, right? I put a lot of time into this. All the videos, and let's not count the bonuses that's in there too, guys. There's tons of bonuses stuff. But the bonus is mostly related to the videos. I'll tell you, you need to use this like I have an order for. That's in there, right? I have all that kind of stuff in there for you, templates and stuff like that you can use. The stuff that I use every day. So, like I said, I'm not leaving anything out. I don't leave anything out of training because, you guys spent, an hour and a half with us and stuff like that? That's that's a long time to spend and listen to me, my hick redneck voice. That's way longer than my wife usually listens to me, right? So I want to thank you guys, congratulate you guys for taking action and listening to us this long. So you guys are obviously interested in learning how to build this, e-commerce business quickly and easy. So, you guys wouldn't sit here and listen to us tonight, right? So we also do training. We just got done with our last training, our 4-week training, live training sessions, guys. It was amazing stuff. All the replays are in there and stuff. And me and Dave will be doing more sessions.
Those were a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, there's some really amazing stuff. And just they're about an hour and 20 minutes long, right? Each one of them. We did 4 weekly ones.
Yep.
And the stuff is covered in the modules and stuff, but we broke it down into 4 weeks that really crammed it into you guys. And they live stuff for people, live right there in front of everybody, right?
Right. It's different when you see us actually doing it, Oh, yeah, watch me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put together a web store right now, right here in front of you. Load it up with the product
Put
and
products
everything.
up and everything.
Bang.
Hey, guys.
One webinar.
I'm seeing a question that came in from Nina, and this I think may very well apply to a lot of folks. What if you're already selling on Amazon? What if you've already tried your hand at something? What if 6 months ago you bought some amazing get rich on Amazon ebook, worked on it over the weekend and it didn't work. Like what makes you guys, I mean, I know, but like what really makes this thing different?
Well, I'd love to answer that because I love internet marketing, and I've written books and I've done some of the sales stuff, and of course I'm doing this with Sam. Sam and I have done stuff together in the past. I think the big thing that separates Sam and I from most people out there in this world that are selling courses and trying to teach people how to make a living online is that we're teaching what we do every day. There's no bullshit here, guys. This is what I do when I get up in the morning. I come down here and I do e-commerce.
Yep, that's the first thing I do. Yep.
By the time I'm just getting warmed up, Sam's already done because Sam's a freaking genius. But hey, man, you got it going on, man. I'll admit that. But there's no bullshit here. This is what we do.
Yep.
This is how I pay my mortgage. This is maybe a brand new pair of shoes.
This is how I paid my house off 6 weeks ago. I wrote a check and paid my home off, right? I'm not bragging or anything like that. And I'm not saying I'm making millions a year either. I'm not saying I'm making millions a year, but I'm making a pretty nice income, right? A lot more than a lot of people.
Yeah, I got an idea how much Sam makes, and believe me, there's no one listening to this call that wouldn't be thrilled.
But you guys, even if you just want to do this part-time, like tell people that, even if you just want to pay your mortgage or your car payment or something like that, and you're having a hard time, right?
If you wanted to work on this like 30 minutes a day and a few hours on the weekend, once you get your site set up, that's fine. And you pull in an extra $1,500, $2,500 a month.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but if you keep your regular daytime job, a couple of $1,000 a month extra, that's huge.
It's huge.
It is.
It's huge. That's most people's. That's like having someone pay your mortgage for you.
Yeah.
It's all your car payments and the cable and the utilities and all the rest of it. It reminds me of a really famous quote, and I know that this isn't the view a lot of people have got of John Lennon, one of the main guys in the Beatles. But Brian Epstein tells a really great story about how he was sitting at John Lennon's house and they were smoking pot and relaxing. And John said, "Well, I got to go to work." And Brian says, "Well, what are you going to do?" He says, "I'm going to write a swimming pool." He wanted to put a new swimming pool in at his house in France, and he knew about what it was going to cost, and he figured another hit song would probably buy it for him. So he got up and he went over and he wrote a swimming pool. And this is the same sort of thing. You're not going to put up a website. Well, you might put up a website and pay for a swimming pool. But the thing is that you're putting up a website and you're selling the products. And even if you're just moderately successful, you're going to make as much money as you make in your day job usually.
We showed you the stats and stuff at the beginning. What $100 a day will do you, right? Making $100 a day and making $36,500 a year.
In a day, you only have to sell 3 or 4 things that cost $75 each.
Yep.
That's it, man.
Especially, and think about the holidays, guys. The holidays. This is a great time to get started. Just think about the holidays right around the corner. You start.
Now's the time to get your sites up and ranked.
You know what one of my biggest products is around the holidays? Is I've got a Christmas ornament site. Seriously. I sell a ton of Christmas ornaments, all different kinds, Christmas tree skirts, Christmas toppers, Christmas stockings, all kinds of stuff. So I get ramped up. I'll be getting going, But you guys, if you're thinking about, waiting, I wouldn't wait too much longer because you want to get your stuff ramped up and get built up because you'll sell a lot of stuff, not just Christmas ornaments. You'll sell about anything and everything during the holiday because people's buying Christmas stuff, right? So you want to start putting your stuff on Amazon, eBay, wherever you choose first, right? You don't want to go too fast, but really good money and really good way to be free, right? My thing is I wanted to be free. I worked for employees for years, and I was self-employed. I've been self-employed, but when I'm talking about I had a physical store, computer store, and I hated it. After doing it for 8 years, I hated it because I had employees, I had billboards, I had overhead, I had all this stuff going to Chamber of Commerce meetings. I just hated it. I had to get up in the morning. I had to open the store. I had service back then. We had servers. We there weren't many hosting companies. We hosted our own stuff. Most computer companies did. Wake up in the middle of the night to change the servers up, to restart the servers because a storm came through. I hated the business, guys. I made really good money. Don't get me wrong. I had a really successful computer company business. I had a bunch of employees, but I hated it. I hated it. And I figured out a way to get out of that, and I could work from home, and I would deal with customers face-to-face, coming in my store, bitching and complaining. I could do everything online or on the phone, right?
Yep.
So it was my way of being free. So
what I love about this business, and I'll be honest, I'm not in this business, but I see this, and I see this as something. My folks have both just recently retired, and they're both public school educators. So they have a pension. Their income is safe, but it's definitely not growing. It's not, it's if the market goes up, it doesn't matter for them, right?
Right.
And my mom's always like, teach me what you do. This is something that she would like to do, right? Like this to me feels like a very predictable thing. This is truly a step-by-step. It is not having to figure out the whims of Facebook or, ooh, what's the new hottest trend. Feels very formulaic to me, which is exactly what people who don't have a lot of success, it's what they need. They need something that's formulaic. The $497, you might say, well, that's a big cash outlay. Like, oh, geez. It's really not, because in 30 days, you can do everything.
Okay, guys, I'm giving you a whole business and a whole package deal.
Yeah,
the
right.
whole deal. You go try to buy a franchise for Subway. What's it going to cost you? About $150,000? It's going to cost you a whole lot of money. So think about it. You're not going to find a training course for $497 anywhere that's going to give you this information. I guarantee it. If you can, then show me and I'll give you this course for free. But you can't. There's no way you're going to find the information. Not counting the bonuses. I just do the bonuses because I like Bill, and I figure I'd throw in a little extra curve in tonight.
I appreciate it.
But there's a lot more stuff here you guys get. Like I said, the outsourcing formula has already been launched, and what that outsourcing formula covers, guys, is how to outsource your life and your business. It's a really amazing product. But you get the GoPro formula, which is that you don't need all these bonuses and stuff. And when you guys get the bonuses, to get the bonuses, you have to buy the product. And give me at least till tomorrow to send you the link to the outsourcing formula, so it's not inside a GoPro formula. The outsourcing formula is separate. So I'll get all the buyers this evening, and then I'll send you over the login for outsourcing formula. If you guys have any problems, you can go to the link after you purchase. If you have any problems, it's placed there. If you have any problems logging, you shouldn't have. We rarely have anybody has any problems logging into the GoPro formula. Like I said, you guys are protected by a 30-day guarantee. I don't hide anything. If you don't like the product at all, just let us know. We'll refund your money within 30 days. And there's nothing else to buy, guys. You get all the updates for free for life. It will be open forever. Me and Dave's constantly adding things to it. Every time I found a cool resource earlier, and I'll have the video made tomorrow and upload it into the members area. It'll take me a few minutes. And it's more value to my customers, right? Because I want people to be happy. So there's nothing else to buy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, folks, we have over 100 people that are still on this call. If you're still here, I want you to either take the offer or get off the call. Because we're going to sit here and chat. But, I mean, at some point, my wife is going to pull me away, and everyone here has got something to do. It's time to make the decision. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, but at some point, I love you, but I'm going to see you next week. But, I mean, if you're still here, either ask the question that helps you make a decision, or please hop off the call so that we know that we've done our job of giving you the information, of laying out exactly what this e-commerce business is truly all about.
Yeah. Do we get free updates as we need and improve as you added and improved the course? Yes, Stephen. We don't charge anything extra. When I add a new feature or a new bonus or something in there, I email you guys within the members area. I don't go to get response. I've got to get response. I don't email you from. I email the members and the members only. Hey, there's a new update, right? We did a training session last night. Go check it out in the members area. It's in module 13, for example, or something like that, right? But I want you guys to know that there's new information there, and I want you guys to take advantage of it. And a lot of times we'll post it in our Facebook group too. If you guys, buy the product and join our private Facebook group.
And it's not just Sam and I that are putting stuff up in Facebook. Here's Tom has put up some really nice links that have to do with doing
Tom put some good stuff up today. Yep, he sure did. Really, Thomas is a smart guy. He was on our training the last couple of times last night and the week before, wasn't he? And he brought up some really cool information that I really didn't think about. It's like, wow, that's really amazing to go out that much more and thinking ahead, right? Because that's what you want to do. You'll learn the process really quickly. When we showed people how to buy domain names, guys, everybody's like, I get it now. I actually get it now. It didn't take them a few minutes, but once they seen how we was doing it live, it's like, I can't believe it's that easy. I actually get this.
I think part of the problem that people that are trying to do stuff online run into is that there's so much noise, and 99% of the noise is made by people who are talking about how to do something who don't actually do it. People that actually know how to do something, it's easy for them to explain it. Like, if you ask me how do I set up a WordPress store and what should you ask me, you can ask me any question you want. I know the freaking answer because this is what I do.
Right.
I didn't read an article about how to do it and then regurgitate that on my blog. I mean, this is for real. This is what we do for a living. So,
yep.
You guys want it? Jump in, man. You'll make some money.
That's a fact. Like I said, all the updates and everything's for free. We don't ever charge extra. There's no extra stuff to buy. I'm not going to try to sell you on private coaching or anything like that because I don't like to coach. I don't mind training you in videos and giving you extra tools and stuff to help you go, but I don't like to do personal one-on-ones. It's a lot of work. I just don't like to train people and spend thousands of bucks on a month or $1,000 a month on. Because I used to do coaching for people, and then they wouldn't take action and stuff, and I just don't like that doing the personal one-on-ones.
That's the biggest thing is to take action.
Take action, guys.
Oh, guys, can I share something that I learned today?
Sure.
If you watch the movie Jaws backwards, it's the story of a shark who pukes up people until they have to open a beach. You think I'm joking? Do it. It's true.
Dave, I like you. That's funny.
You can't help it. You met Dave actually one time, Bill.
Have I?
Yeah. We met briefly at which Warrior Forum thing was that?
Second one I did in 2000.
I don't know, 2012 maybe.
Yeah.
I tend to have a bit of whiskey in me at those.
Plus, you were very, very busy, Bill. You're a busy person.
I know. I get mobbed everywhere I go, so it's really difficult.
It's annoying, isn't it?
Everywhere you go, huh? Especially the police station. Oh, that son of a bitch! She's got like 8 warrants. I brought him in.
So happy you came in.
Oh, good.
Guys, this is awesome, man. And I tell you what, the thing about Sam is, and I'm assuming now, now that I know Dave a little bit better, Sam doesn't sit around and talk about his e-commerce business. And I think it's because it's just so damn predictable for him at this point. It's just like this foundation that allows him to do all these cool things that he wants to do. And this is really the first time that I've been able to look inside of what this business is made of. And, I'm so impressed with it. And now I understand how Sam, and I'm assuming Dave, you as well, how you guys have so much free time to do other things because you've got a business that you put a little bit of effort into it, you set everything up, and it just starts to hum all on its own.
Yeah, it's like having a home port. And if I want to do an affiliate site or an AdSense site, or I want to try a new product niche or whatever, I've got my base here that I can always come back to, and that is always generating cash.
Always generating cash. Yep. There's nothing. Google's not going to slap these sites. I've never had any of my stuff slapped. I had hundreds and hundreds of affiliate sites, and you probably had a bunch too, Bill, right? We all did that stuff, and we all got slapped, and we all lost a lot of money. It never worked. The ones that did work were few and far in between, but they didn't last long, right?
Right.
So it wasn't really a business that was there. It's going to last you, right? And stand the test of time. And that's what e-commerce is all about. I put some other e-commerce courses together that they were pretty well complete, but wasn't as massive as when I seen Amazing Selling Machine, guys, when they first put that out there a few years back, I was like, there's no way these guys could be selling this. And that's why I went to put GoPro Forma together. I said, that's what took me 8 months to put this together, because I wanted to give all the information. There's a few times I wanted to put it out there for people. I said, you know what, it's not complete. I want all the information that I could ever possibly think about, anything regarding e-commerce. And then, even it went into importing. I mean, we even covered some killer stuff last on importing, but I've got a whole module just on importing, a whole module on closeouts. Guys, you could take this course and just on the module on closeouts and surplus, you can make an absolute killing with that, just the information I'm sharing in there.
I love it.
I bought tractor trailer loads of stuff for $2,000. And okay, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I bought a tractor trailer load of stuff for $2,000. A couple weeks later, I took 8 pallets of this stuff. There was 22 pallets. I took 8 pallets of this stuff to a trade show and made $12,000. 8 pallets out of 22. So there's different ways, you can go, just trade shows, you can take stuff and get rid of it in directories. I go on Google and I find all these gift markets and stuff like that. For example, okay, let me give you an example on closeouts, just really quickly. Okay, on collegiate and NFL and anything that's licensed, they license their stuff year to year. Okay, so for example, maybe their license agreement comes up at the end of August, right? So they have all this college stuff. Maybe it's Ohio State Buckeyes, and they didn't sell enough of it that year to need to or want to register their license at $2,500 a year or whatever the license agreement is with that college. They have to legally get rid of that stuff by the end of August, or they have to trash it. They can't legally sell it after that day, that license agreement. The closer it gets to that day, the end of August, I can buy that stuff for nothing because they want to get rid of it, and they want to get rid of it quick because after that, the end of their contract period with that school, their license agreement, they can't sell that product to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So licensing stuff you can get really cheap, especially towards the end of the contract period. Like I said, I bought some stuff for amazing deals for sports types of stuff, or anything licensing. It could be Betty Boop or bands or whatever. I've sold rock band jerseys. I've sold all kinds of stuff like that. Beer brands, guys. Beer bike jerseys. Think about that one, guys. Beer bike jerseys. Beer bike jerseys. Come on. There's so many different niches you could think of, but buying closeouts and stuff it's amazing, and surplus and stuff, especially in the licensing stuff. And that's just one tip I wanted to give you guys. That's all covered inside the course. But just that one module alone, if you really wanted to get out there and do it and buy product in bulk, if you want to really handle it and store it yourself, but then you have to move it quickly. You want to move it really fast, sell it really cheap too, but make a good profit off of it. But the main thing here is drop shipping, guys. You really want people to get in there and drop ship, don't have to handle the product, don't have to inventory it and sell other companies' products. You take the money, you send it out, you ship it out. I mean, they ship it out, and you collect the money, and your customer's happy, right? And you're happy.
I love it. And this, to me, sounds like a really cool little family business, too.
Sure.
It's something, I think a lot of what we do in internet marketing, like I struggle even with my business of trying to figure out how to get my wife involved with something. But this actually does feel like something where, you could work with your spouse, your neighbor, or something like that, and actually just kind of build and manage something together in a really cool way.
Yeah, I've had both of my sons working for me until they both ran off and started working for bigger internet companies. But
yeah.
It also, if you can get your wife and kids, especially if you can get your kids in on it, it really gives them a feel for what a business actually is.
Sure.
Instead of just reading about it in a book, you say, oh, this is how this really works.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're not careful, though, you make them unemployable because they'll always want to run their own business.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
True.
I know it's not a bad thing, but God help me if I had to go get a job now, because that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, right.
Why are you doing it like that? That's stupid.
That's
you leave
why
my money on the table there.
Oh, guys, listen, let's wrap this up. Folks,
let's wrap it up, guys.
I mean, this has been awesome. Sam, I love it, Sam and Dave. Sam and Dave, y'all like the old singers.
We have to talk David to coming down to Orlando next week,
There
right?
you go.
He's going to call Dave.
It has been
going to have a blast.
So awesome and such. This has been a real treat for me, and this has been something that Sam and I have been trying to put together for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'm so happy that we were finally able to figure out a time that was going to work. And I love this, man, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm so excited for everyone who's gotten in. I think there's about 2 copies left, and then we're going to be done. Is any kind of parting advice or anything you want to share before we wrap this up and close it out?
Well, I initially said that we're going to just do 10 copies. We're down to 4 right now, but I will keep it open for a few days for you guys for Bill's list. And we'll have a replay up for you guys
awesome.
tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll be able to buy off the replay too, right? So,
Yeah. So we just want to I don't want, thousands. That's why I've never launched this product. It's never been out in the public, guys. I don't want people just having all this information, especially the software, because the software, I designed it had it designed especially just for this course. It wasn't to be launched. I've had people beg me for the software and stuff too, because it makes your life so much easier. Like I said, automation and stuff really is important to have little tools and stuff in your toolbox to help you along with the process. But if you guys have been on this long and stuff, you're pretty well interested. I know you're interested in e-commerce, and quit chasing the dream and stuff and the magic things that everybody's trying to sell out there that doesn't, might work, but you need a lot more to that information to make it work. There's a lot more pieces and parts. We're giving you all the pieces and parts here, guarantee it. If you don't, like I said before, you're covered or by our guarantee, and if you don't like it, let us know. We're glad to refund your money. But it's just an investment, guys. $497 in your business, and your future is nothing. Go try to buy a franchise. Go try to open a store somewhere or something, right?
Right.
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, and you can write it off on your taxes too. That's a
and
good
I just
thing.
want to help people out. I really want to help people out. I could easily charge you, $1,000, $2,000 for this course, and they'll probably will eventually. But right now, I just wanted people in there to learn and be successful and start making some extra income, or do this full time. I like to see people do it full time, but if that's all you want is extra income, that's great too. But Bill, I really appreciate you getting us out here for your peeps and stuff, and it's been really fun.
It's been a pleasure. Again, thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you again. It's been a whole year. I can't wait to see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great night, and it's time for dinner.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.